Okay, hello everyone. We're starting up a little late here, just a bit after 9 o'clock. The teams were not quite ready at the time, so we had to take a few extra minutes to get everything in order, and now we're ready to go here. So we've got an interesting matchup actually tonight. We've got two Imperial Knights teams playing against each other. Here we got Imperial Red Knights versus Imperial Black Knights. So it'll be kind of interesting to see a little inter squad rivalry here gonna be going on. They do know each other quite well, so it should be a pretty interesting game. And this draft already starting out with some unique bands: the Diana, the Vi bands, and then you got some Kled. Those are kind of interesting beds, and Zach as well. Zaya, Morgana, pretty normal, but the others are a bit interesting. And speaking of interesting, we got a Yasuo first pick. Not the craziest thing in the world, but certainly unique. And then a Kha'Zix to come on the other side for the Imperial Black Knights, and a Kaisa. Again, pretty standard, but the Kha'Zix, really interesting pickup here, especially this early on in the draft where they know the enemy jungler here is going to be a Gragas on the other side, though, for the Red Knights after they see that Kha'Zix, which Gragas can build Zonias pretty early on, as well as the damage reduction from his W and the ability to body slam away or just body slam back into you. Makes it hard for Kha'Zix to actually kill the Gragas, even at level 6. Pretty difficult to get on him and kill him. But actually, this Gragas might be a support Gragas. Gonna be a jungle Rek'Sai. So jungle Rek'Sai, I mean, strong 1v1 against the Kha'Zix. And the Yasuo Gragas bot lane was played in Worlds recently. And is a really strong duo, especially at level 6. I mean, level 6, any knockup with Yasuo, right? Gonna be putting a lot of pressure on the enemy bot lane. But Gragas and Yasuo specifically, they have free 6 kill potential. And then level 6, it becomes super scary. You pretty much have to flash that keg or flash afterwards. So should be a very scary bot lane to go up against. And the Kai'Sa, not super long range, can't really punish you in lane too hard. I mean, maybe with a Nautilus she can do something, but it's really not that easy to kill anyone with that bot lane here. The Nautilus gonna be banned away, so they think that as well. Gonna ban away the Thresh, another good laning support that can make life difficult for the Gragas, and Yasuo with the Flay. So I like the bans here from the Imperial Red Knights. I mean, they really saw the situation, realized, hey, what can be paired to that Kaisa to make our life difficult in the bot lane? Get rid of all those picks here. Alistar's pretty good, very tanky, hard to kill for Yasuo and Gragas, but he doesn't really have an escape. And once that Aftershock times out, he can die pretty quickly, and it's pretty easy to chase him down. Yasuo and Gragas are pretty good at doing that. So I think the Alistar pick isn't bad per se, but it's just not going to be as good as Thresh and Nautilus there. It's kind of, the next best option here for the Black Knights, but not going to be as good as the other ones that got banned away here. But speaking on the mid laners, we got the Veigar pickup, which has been increasing in popularity recently, starting to gain some traction among the world's contenders. And Orianna and Malzahar are banned away, so they go to the Veigar here. They want to play control mage, basically. In the mid lane here, they're going to grab the Veigar and then the Renekton. So very aggressive team comp. I mean, they have the backup scaling of the Veigar, but Rek'Sai, Renekton, mix those two names together there. Gragas, Yasuo, all pretty early game champions. Again, Yasuo scales, but he wants to go in and make stuff happen. And now the Kiana to round things up for the Black Knights. Didn't talk about the Akali at all, but should be a top lane Akali into this Renekton, which has been played somewhat. That has been a matchup that's cropped up in the world stage. But I think right now for the Black Knights, I mean, they have a winning lane in mid lane, but I don't really see another true winning lane here. Kaisa and Alistar should be fine in the first couple of levels, but Alistar, if you don't have kill pressure, Alistar isn't like the greatest support. He either needs to roam or have sort of engage pressure in the bot lane, and he doesn't really have that here. So interesting to see. So we'll hop over to the client here. In just a second, to get everything ready. All right, here we go. Should be good to go here. We're just gonna speed through these picks and bans here. I already know what's going on, obviously, because of the pro draft. But, interesting decision to pick up the Kazakhs. Not something you see a lot. Very, very strong right now, I think the Kazakhs is. But Kazakhs is always one of those champions that can be very strong in solo queue, but really kind of sucks in a competitive setting because he just doesn't have the ability to sort of play out like a lot of other normal junglers, because he's so dependent on getting in and doing damage and being that assassin. And while some assassins can be good in competitive play, like Kiana and Akali, which are on his team right now, Kha'Zix is a feast or famine champion, like Rengar, who's another champion that has not been played on the competitive stage very much, especially recently. And the last time Rengar was played, he was played as a tank. He built full tank with Cinderhulk and built Conqueror with CDR boots and Knight's Vow and Cinderhulk, and it was just a tank version of Rengar. Kha'Zix doesn't really have that ability. There have been builds recently, though, where you go Conqueror on Kha'Zix, and then you build Warrior straight into Cleaver. So it gives you the tankiness to play as a bruiser, but you also have the base damages of Kha'Zix. And Kha'Zix, even with Warrior Black Cleaver, is incredibly strong and can one-shot a Yasuo or a Veigar, if he's decently ahead, or just even farmed up well enough. And so I think there is room for a Kha'Zix, but he does struggle in competitive play if you track him well and can kind of shut him down in the early game, because he's not really that strong in the early game. Level 3, up against a Rek'Sai especially, he does not fare very well in those types of fights. But he does have a decent level 6 power spike, and, the first couple levels aren't terrible from him. It's just that he's not a great 1v1 champion early on in the game. Like what the Rek'Sai is, or an Elise or Lee Sin can be in the early game, who have really strong gank potential and have really good 1v1s. Kha'Zix isn't really like that. But once he gets a kill, once he gets rolling, or even just farms up well and maybe gets an assist or two or something like that, just gets to that warrior, especially if he can get it at a really nice timing, he becomes such a scary champion. But we'll keep our eyes on him. Interesting to see what he does in the jungle early on. And ganks from Kha'Zix aren't terrible by any means. I mean, you got a decent amount of burst damage there. You hop on him out of a brush, proc the passive. You can do a lot of damage in a pretty short amount of time. And with the gank setup in bot lane, pretty good. Gank setup in mid lane, pretty good. Top lane, not amazing, especially with their Renekton having dashes. But you do have a decent amount of damage there, especially at level 6. So we'll see what they can do. But we're going to have a couple minutes here while we got to wait through this spectator delay, and then we'll hop into game here. We've seen, a few games from these guys before, but definitely a new look. Yasuo, Gragas bot lane you don't see too often. Kha'Zix I haven't seen this season. Kiana and Akali, we talked about this, I believe, last week, how Akali is a very difficult champion to pilot. And Kiana is to some extent. I think she has a ridiculously high ceiling, because of the impact of her ultimate is just insane. I mean, her kit is just ridiculously powerful. I mean, all the new champions have really powerful kits, and Kiana, her potential is just sky high with what she can do. Amazing team fighter, can assassinate a single member. Really amazing champion here. So the solo laners for I'm gonna keep forgetting which knights it are, but the Imperial Black Knights, they're gonna be very crucial to keep an eye on and see how they do, because their laning phases are decent, especially the Kiana a little bit better, but the later stages of the game, or mid stages of the game, are really where they take off. Late game is it's tough for melee champions, but they still are really impactful. It's just that mid game spike, the Gunblade spike for Akali, Kiana getting to that first lethality item, can be very, very crucial. Even just a serrated Dirk and she one-shots you, but yeah, she's a ridiculously scary champion here. Looks like TP for top laners. Everywhere else, no TPs, no global abilities, but we do have an exhaust ignite in the bot lane, as you would expect, with that Yasuo Gragas. Barrier for the Veigar, though, ignite for the Kiana. Pretty standard there. Exhaust for the Alistar. I mean, that's the only really debatable, honestly, summoner spell there between ignite and exhaust, but Alistar playing it safe considering the lane. So I think pretty understandable for from everyone what they're doing here. Nothing real crazy in the summoner spells here. We'll see if there's anything of note in the runes, but Looks like everyone on both teams has flash on D except for the Kiana in the mid lane. Is it Sarai? I don't know. That name is just a mystery to me to how you pronounce that. Sarai, but the Kiana player, he has flash on F. I believe everyone else has flash on D unless they rebound the keys. So kind of funny to note. Here is we'll just go ahead and shift over to different screen, and then we'll get into live gamer. So we're just loading in right now. Should be a second or two, and then we'll be in to game number 1 and off on our way here. Hopefully everything loads in okay. Alrighty, seems like everything's going smoothly here. No bug splats this time around. But every sugar-free league game needs to have a pause, so we'll see if we get one at some point. We'll see here. We didn't have a pause on the last match, so we've got to make up for it with at least 2 here. Alrighty, looks like looking at the runes, nothing crazy here, so you guys aren't missing anything. Yeah, all pretty standard stuff. I mean, it's Pressy Attack Renekton as opposed to Conqueror, which that's standard, though, because pretty much everyone is going for Pressy Attack into, you know, like, non-tank matchups. You know, basically any... Bruisers is a little bit debatable, but, like, in a Kali, Conqueror's really not going to be all that worth it. You know, Pressy Attack's way better for that burst in the early game here. Okay. Should be hopping in, loading in here. And away we go. If the game wants to load. Yeah, the game sometimes likes to take a minute or two to load in. Alrighty. No hiccups here, no immediate pauses. I think we're okay. Also, the Kha'Zix went for Electrocute as opposed to the Conqueror. So he may be going for a one-shot Kha'Zix build. Considering there aren't really any tanks here. It's all bruisers and off-take. Oh, there we go. Perfect. The pause had to come in. We have a client crash, a cat on fire, a dog on water, and a fish drowning. A lot of excuses here, but looks like Whis bug splatted or something happened with his client, so we're waiting on him to hop back in game here. But yeah, had to have a pause. I mean, it's a sugar-free league series. Like, what did you really expect, to be honest? Yeah, I think the Kiana's the only name I can't really pronounce, because I don't know how you say that. Here we go. Back in game. New bug indeed. We've got a bug in this game. Actually, the Kha'Zix may have been the problem. That bug is the one. And short pause for the sugar-free league, but we're ready to go here. 50 seconds in. Got that cowbell going, so you know it's going to be a good game. Oh, Snapski. I like that name for sure. There's been a lot of good names. One thing that I will say is that casting amateur leagues, especially like things that don't require to be like have a professional demeanor, you get a lot of really great names. Good ward though. Masashi was able to get a ward onto the enemy Raptors here. That's gonna be a real big help to keep track of the Kha'Zix. Although that ward ends up being traded, Masashi will take down that ward that was placed by the Alistar there. So they know he's bot side. They know where the Rek'Sai is. In fact, he just didn't go for the Raptors, went for the red, and was a few seconds late to that. So I don't think it's a big deal, but Rek'Sai, excuse me, is a little bit behind on the clear, like by like 2 seconds or something. So it's not like the biggest of deals, but it is something to note, to keep in mind, in case he doesn't get to places at the right timing. But looks like Equinox, and try not to worry, just giving up this level 1 as you would expect here. Hard to really punish them on the Kai'Sa. If you're on a more aggressive laning champion like a Caitlyn, or especially even a Kai'Sa with a ranged support champion like a Morgana or Karma, or anything like that, it's a lot easier to punish. But with a melee champion as your support and being a Kai'Sa, I mean, you can do some damage to them and make their life a little annoying, but you really can't make it that difficult here. Interesting path from the Kha'Zix. Daily Peach. Can I go for blue, wolves, red into raptors? So skipping the camps on the extremities of the map. As the Akali is actually up 7 CS, 14-7 is the score right now. 15-8, just ticked up, but the Akali actually with a CS lead early on. Kind of interesting here. X-Ranger winning this matchup so far, I guess. I mean, didn't really think that would be. I thought it would be way closer. Maybe just some poor last hitting here from Noah to start things off. Didn't have a warm-up game, maybe. So didn't get the practice in. Osnapski gonna throw the combo win, but a quick tornado from Equinox. Disengage, and then a few barrels exchanged. But yeah, short trades here. No all-ins in the bot lane until a couple more levels are under the belt from both sides. Crabs have spawned, though. Kha'Zix going for this bot side crab. Rek'Sai for the top side crab. So should just be a trade there. Rek'Sai with a full bot side clear into top side crab. And Kha'Zix, again, didn't actually go for the camps on the extremities early on. Eventually took the Krugs, though, and then walked all the way bottom. So kind of an interesting path from him early on. But is up a camp or two here. So a kind of interesting decision from him. The Rek'Sai has the full top side as we get a cage in here. The Qiyana gonna have to flash away. Masashi-kun looking to come in for the gank, and Whis hits the cage stun. Flash from the Qiyana, now down. Well done there. No kill, but you'll take that 420 in. I mean, that's a nice start here. Not game-breaking, but good. Now all of a sudden the Veigar isn't under threat with a flash advantage and a barrier. Should really be under no pressure against the Qiyana. Maybe level 6 becomes a problem, but, right now it's really not a big deal for him. As X-Ranger, well, his CS lead is no more. Noah, coming back in that department here. So again, maybe a little bit just a thing about not being able to warm up. You can grab a warm-up game, or maybe only had one, and just not on that. Just a few mishaps of the last thing early on. As he's, evened up the score completely. Actually up 1. As X-Ranger going to go back here. Looks like he's going to TP. Got very low from Noah, and Noah with more sustain in lane. Naturally in this kit, even with the fleet footwork, X-Ranger just can't trade as effectively early on, and the sustain isn't quite there. So having to take some of the worst trades there and just deal with that with the matchup. But here we go. Flash in. They're going for the gank topside. X-Ranger has that shroud. Flashes away, and the shuriken flip will mean he gets out. Well played by X-Ranger. A trade of flashes. There we go. My tongue not wanting to cooperate with me. But well done there by both sides. Flash trade almost got the gank off, but X-Ranger beautifully played. Defensively, they're going to get that Seeker's arm guard. Actually going to stay, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken. Is he staying? No, he TP'd back, excuse me. I'm trolling. But the Seeker's arm guard is huge. Going to stack the resistances and start getting the armor and ability power from the passive is really nice. Because that's 15 armor and 15 ability power, which You know, the Seeker's Arm Guard itself is 30 armor and 20 ability power, so you're getting like a cloth armor and a half and an amp tome, a little bit less than an amp tome. So being able to pick that up early and stack that is really nice. I mean, it does delay the Gunblade significantly, but the ability it's going to give X-Ranger in the lane phase to actually trade somewhat well against this Renekton and just maybe even just survive a potential all-in kill that he otherwise wouldn't, I think is much better than just getting some AP here. Or even a bit of, even a bit of sustain with a Vamp Scepter or something. I think this is just a good decision. And I think it's the standard decision overall. It's what most people do in this matchup. As more even trading in the top side. Kha'Zix going for blue smite, Rek'Sai for red. Which makes sense with the Conqueror versus Electrocute runes. Kiana with the Serrated Dirk did not opt to go Mobies early on. Decided to go Serrated Dirk for the consistent damage output. It doesn't really want to roam. I think right now the Black Knights aren't really pressured to do anything in the early game. Neither side is really pressured to do anything in the early game. In the first like 10 minutes of the game here. As we get to play bot side. A little bit of damage being exchanged. Kha'Zix coming down for a gank. Had the ultimate, but Snapsky went a bit early on that play, and so the Kha'Zix wasn't able to get in range. Daily Peach is not able to join the fight quickly enough. Bit of a miscommunication there. About to hit level 6 in his bot lane here, which is going to be a huge, game-changing point in this lane. I mean, for both sides, the ultimates are very big. Everyone in this bot lane has incredibly powerful ultimates. Just some of the best in the game, really. As another gank topside. X-Ranger, though, with the ultimate into the Shuriken flip. He's out again. Doesn't have flash that time around, but X-Ranger now has absorbed 2 ganks in a Renekton lane with a Rek'Sai on the gank. I mean, well done by him. X-Ranger playing this lane beautifully. The dive might be a problem, though. Kha'Zix is here. Daily Peach can come in for the counter. X-Ranger getting Masashi flashing in. Daily Peach is here. X-Ranger in the Shroud, able to survive here. Masashi in trouble. Gonna go down. X-Ranger with first blood. Noah now in a 2v1. He's just dead. What a play by X-Ranger here with 2 kills. Daily Peach in the right position as well. Good awareness on the map. And Noah, Masashi trying to force to play topside. Get punished super hard. 2 kills over to that Akali. How about that one? Didn't even have the ultimate, but beautifully played with his Shroud. And Daily Peach is there, says, hey, don't hit my top laner, man. Well done here. Imperial Knights Black. I mean, they look really good so far. X-Ranger especially has performed really well on the Akali in the top side. We'll see if he can keep that up. As Noah actually missing out on the stun. And the Kiana. Oh no! Flash! Whisk gets the solo kill seemingly out of nowhere there. This cage and then into the damage. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal, but with the flash, Whisk able to get in there with the ultimate and with the lost chapter and the base AP he had as well as the stacking. I mean, it was just enough. No resistances, no MR purchase so far. As killer instinct, they're going in here. The opposite of what you think. Great stopwatch, though, to dodge the barrel. Cryptox now gets jumped on by Equinox. Cryptox flashing away the Ignite on him. This fight is a bit messy here, but it looks like we may have a successful disengage from both sides. No, the Alistar going in with the Insect onto the Gragas. You get this on the Cryptox. May get the kill. Yes, he was. Try not to worry. Gonna grab the counter kill there. All the defensive abilities were used by Cryptox, and the Gragas able to find that last body slam with that huge hitbox. Able to grab the kill here, so 1 for 1. Oh, Snapsky with a great insect, but ends up working against his team there. This does mean a potential dragon take, though. Rek'Sai looking, but Daily Peach is at 73 to 49 CS right now. He's up 2 levels, 2 whole levels, 8 to 6 right now. This Kha'Zix pick, hasn't had any pressure on the map, but has done a fantastic job in terms of staying ahead in farm, as well as being in the right place at the right time. Counter ganking. And just being in the right place there on bottom side when that bottom side play goes down, and then comes up with the dragon. Farming very efficiently, and right now the gold is basically even. But I would say Imperial Black Knights, I feel a lot better about their situation right now. I mean, a lot of their disadvantages in the mid lane. And the top side of the map, though, is really far ahead. The Kha'Zix and Akali, really in a great spot. Still, though, you have to watch out for the Veigar. If he starts to get to a late game situation earlier than he expected, he can kind of take over it. Yasuo and Gragas in a team fight, if you're not careful, will just ace you. And this Yasuo, he's actually going for Infinity Edge first. I didn't even look at the items. He's already got a BF sword and a pickaxe. He's going Infinity Edge rush, and then going for, you know, a Zeal and boots afterwards. I mean, he's got, you know, the first boots, but a lot of times you rush Berserker Greaves on Yasuo. But that's not the case this time around. So an interesting switch up here. I like a change here, but now we gotta engage. The Cast Kiss 1 onto Cryptox. Equinox, though, in trouble, gets deleted. Oh, Snapsky with the kill credit. Another big play bot side here by the Black Knights. Well done from those guys. Hold on. Maybe going for the dive. Nope, not gonna go for it. Too risky this time around. I thought they might try onto the Gragas, but they had used a lot of ultimates and decide not to here. Well done, though, and Daily Peach now on to Whis. Barrier gonna proc here. Daily Peach in a bit of trouble there. A lot of damage coming down, both very low. Flash away from Daily Peach, who gets the kill. Noah coming in, trying to get it onto Saraisai. Daily Peach and Saraisai get out, though. Well done there. A second kill for the Kha'Zix. Here's Masashi gonna get the Rift Herald and get out. X-Ranger giving chase, though. Flash in the ultimate. A lot of damage put down, and X-Ranger should be getting the kill. One more auto in the Shroud will do it. Daily Peach still up 2 levels, I believe, here. And while they lose the Rift Herald, the turret platings are about to fall, so the Rift Herald won't get full effectiveness. And you know, they've already taken a lot of platings, but the Rift Herald, you really want to collect a lot of gold with that, you know, with the platings here. So unless they, you know, maybe they get a turret or something, but the Rift Herald not going to be the most effective. I definitely take the Rift Herald in exchange for a really fed jungler in this Kha'Zix. You know, I was talking about how important it is to get rolling on that champion, and he's gotten rolling. I mean, he's at a Dustblade soon. You know, relatively soon. He's got 1,100 gold in inventory, plus this warrior, serrated dirk, and a longsword. So he should be on Dustblade, you know, a little bit, probably another 2 minutes, minute and a half, and he'll get that Dustblade here. And once he gets warrior Dustblade, like, pretty much everyone dies. Auto QW. Do you even need, especially, you know, with a passive proc as well, but do you even need ultimate? Do you even need more than that to kill someone? With Dustblade Warrior, auto QW, like, electrocute procking, like, I don't know how you survive that, to be honest. No one really has armor yet. You know, Renekton has health. He'll survive the initial burst, but he'll eventually die to a second round of Q. As we get to play bot side, Killer Instinct in the backline once again. Kristox is not back. And the last breath will find the kill. Trying to worry with the lasted. Equinox, though, will go down. Daily Peach going to grab that one. 2v2 now. Both AD carries dead. Masashi trying to tunnel through, give chase. Finds a knockup onto a Snapsky, who just pops his ultimate. Will get out. X-Ranger with a TP coming in. Gunblade onto the Rek'Sai, who will get out. A successful disengage, though. A lost TP. So Imperial Black Knights actually coming out on the bad end of this one. It's a 1-for-1 trade plus the TP. And Renekton should get the turret topside. This turret bot side, though, is very healthy, so it shouldn't be a trade of turrets. Yep, first turret going down to that Renekton, which is going to help him get back into this game. I mean, he's already got a lot of items. You know, he's got the Spear of Shojin plus a Kindle Gem, so he'll be on 40% CDR relatively soon once he completes that Black Cleaver. And you know, with that solo gold, you know, on that turret, gonna be good. Oh, big cage here. X-Ranger will get out with the Shroud here. Supreme Display of Talent only finds one. Equinox gonna shrug that one off, though. X-Ranger gonna hop out over the wall towards the bot lane here. As though Snapsky gonna use the headbutt to try and knock away Noah. Flash in for trying not to worry. Gonna completely whiffs with the abilities though. No, Snapsky gonna die on the other side. Those supports going down. Huge! What the heck was that? Whisk gonna find the kill now onto the Kiana. This Veigar is starting to get really scary. Unbelievable burst damage on that ultimate right there. Ocean Drake gonna go over here to Masashi and company. So a really nice play here for the Imperial Red Knights, who had been struggling in the last few minutes of the game. Flash away from Equinox, who got jumped on by Daily Peach. Big respect flash there from the Yasuo. Equinox didn't want any of that damage here. Daily Peach is level 11 here with Warrior and his serrated Dirk. Rift Herald going to be summoned in the middle lane. They should get the outer turret. Will likely get a charge on the inner. Maybe not, though. They should be able to... Oh, hold on. The charge will go through. The Rift Herald playing a few games with its opponents. So here we go. A 3-0-1 Akali, a 4-0-2 Kha'Zix, who are significantly ahead of the game. But the rest of the team really isn't. And this Veigar is incredibly scary. So I think right now, Daily Peach and X-Range are just looking to kill Whis. I mean, that's kind of my mindset here. Infinity Edge completed for the Yasuo, though. An interesting take on the Yasuo builds. No Berserker Greaves, no early Zeal item. Straight up Infinity Edge here with, you know, parts in the rest of the inventory. As Masashi hits level 10, Daily Peach still up a level and a half or so right now. The gold difference between the junglers is 2,000 right now. Over 2,000. Mid lane, a big difference as well. Renekton with that solo gold on the turret, up a couple hundred, so... Bot lane, pretty even. The solo lanes and the jungle really far apart in terms of the gold. Even though the Akali has 3 kills, she's actually down to Renekton because of that CS advantage as well as that turret gold here. And mid lane, no contest whatsoever. Same thing in the jungle. Bot lane, it's pretty much even. As an engage here onto the Renekton. Daily Peach with the assassination. A beautiful setup there by the Kiana with a supreme display of talent. So Raisai gonna get that one started off, and oh, a great shroud here from X-Ranger. He will hop away. Snapsky gonna buy some room for him as well. X-Ranger going back in. He's gonna find the kill. X-Ranger, though, will trade himself out. Last breath. Gonna get it. A big shutdown there for the Yasuo. Gonna get him back into this one. He's now up 400 gold here onto Cryptox, who's still scaling, trying to get towards that second item. Yeah, the IE Rush Yasuo, very interesting. We'll see if it pays off. But, you know, he did decent in that fight, I guess, so... Who knows? I mean, X-Ranger was out, too. I thought he was going to just leave, but... He went back in, traded a kill there onto the Rek'Sai, and... X-Ranger has done a beautiful job using the strengths of Akali's kit to... disengage, get away from enemy teams on ganks and their collapses. Daily Peach with a QW evolve this time around. So going for some damage early on, and then also some CC, some more team fighting, team skirmish-oriented abilities there with the W. Well, Snap's going to be forced to use his ultimate there. That's a decently long cooldown still. 95-second cooldown there on the Unbreakable Will, so... A cage for an Unbreakable Will. Still a very good trade, no doubt. I'll take that one any day. Baron has spawned 20 minutes in here. Ocean to a Mountain Dragon. Both sides have pretty good Baron takes, honestly. So, you cannot sleep on these guys if they go up to Baron. Renekton has completed that cleaver, though. 40% CDR on Renekton with more CDR when he pops that ultimate. He is very scary right now. He's 0-2-1. He doesn't look scary, but he's incredibly you know, you got to fear him. He's incredibly difficult to deal with in a 1v1 or even a 1v2 scenario. The healing sustain he gets, as well as the ridiculous amount of cooldowns and mobility he'll have. You just cannot be too careful around this guy. Whis here throwing out the slows. The cage will not land. A lot of flashes are up this time. So finding the gauge for either side is a little bit difficult, although they both have great tools to do so. So I would expect an engage soon, within the next couple minutes from either side. Someone's going to go in and make a big play. No doubt about it, in my mind at least. There's just no way it won't happen. So let's see. Infernal Dragon. Going to be the one up next. Both sides really want this one. But they found a catch here on the Renekton a second time. Saraisai grabs that one. X-Ranger going to dodge out here on that cast. Well, gets hit by it, but gets far enough away, so he's not afraid. Infernal Dragon goes over. Daily Peach with that one, who's still up 2 levels on the Renekton right now, or on the Rek'Sai, rather. A slow on to try not to worry, but no engage. So a pick into Dragon. Well done there by the Black Knights. Duskblade in a second. A second serrated Dirk here. A third, essentially, AD item. A second lethality item here from Daily Peach on this Kha'Zix. He is going full one-shot Kha'Zix. This is not a bruiser Kha'Zix. This is not a Kha'Zix that plays a fight slowly. He's a Kha'Zix that goes in and kills you. You know, that's what this version of Kha'Zix does. He's not playing Conqueror. He's not using R evolve, W evolve. He's going QW. He's got a bunch of AD, and he's going to kill you. And that's a concern right now. Whis has gone for the double Glacial Augment items. He's got a stopwatch, but it's broken. There's no, Zonias incoming. He's got a bit of gold, but not enough to build Zonias anytime soon. He needs another, 1,500 gold before that's ready. So he's actually in a really kind of a rough spot with 3 assassins in Alistar and a Kai'Sa who can sometimes feel like an assassin. This Veigar is under a lot of threat. At this stage in the game, you've got to be very careful. The Veigar doesn't really have to face check. He's got the tools not to, but getting jumped on, by a Kha'Zix, he can kill you from a pretty long ways off. Akali, same thing. Kiana, they can cover a lot of distance in a short amount of time. Even Kai'Sa can do the same thing. So now the Vision War going to be started up. Baron, obviously the big one, but it's also being placed on the bot side so the Stu split pushers can do their thing. Zoni's completed for the Akali, so if you thought it was hard to kill her beforehand, try now. You cannot kill her very quickly. She has so much mobility. The active from stopwatch just straight up buys 2 seconds. And then her cooldowns might come back. It's very hard to kill this Akali in a side lane. Very, very hard. "24 minutes in, we've achieved a stalemate of sorts. 1,000 gold lead right now for the Black Knights over the Red Knights, but really not much separating these teams. Noah, though, maybe going to get caught in the side lane. Flashes away, but walks right back in. X-Ranger with a kill. Daily Peach with that collapse in the side lane. This doesn't mean that they get Baron necessarily, but it does mean an advantage on the map while he is down. Sieging mid lane, very tough with the wave clear capabilities of this Veigar. And in the end, this pick onto the Renekton may mean nothing. As now, Cryptox in trouble. He uses a great Killer Instinct to get out of that one. The defensive use of that ability this time around. Try not to worry. Traits ultimates. Almost got the pick, though. So well done there. Good try by Try Not to Worry, and almost got it. The Cryptox too quick with the fingers. And now the engage here onto Equinox. He's able to flash out over the wall here. Supreme Display of Talent. Not going to find too many members. The cage going to stop a Snapsy from the engage. TP coming in from the Renekton. He has ultimate. No, actually, no ultimate available. No Dominus. Looks like we're going to disengage here. X-Ranger, though, caught by the cage. He's in trouble. Goes into the Shroud here. Again, very hard to kill Sakali. He's able to make it out. Baron started up. Baron is down to 3k HP. 2. Smite. Gonna be good from Daily Peach there. As Snapsky may have been off a bit more than he can shoot. Gonna use the Unbreakable Will. Noah gonna walk away as he takes a bunch of damage and missiles to the back from Cryptox. And that's a Baron. Black Knights able to get the Baron. They kind of just take it straight in front of the Red Knights. I mean, they just went to it and killed it before the Red Knights even had a chance to respond. The Mountain Dragon with the Infernal and a Kai'Sa. was enough. Mid lane turret will be taken by the Red Knights here. The inner, that is. But that's worth for a Baron trade. I mean, this Baron power play could decide the game here. Not a ton of siege potential, but the split push is real. Renekton has a hard time responding to the soul lanes of the Black Knights right now. At least the Akali. Maybe not the Kiana as much. Another dragon spawning is a second mountain. So it looks like the Black Knight's going to take that before they move on to anything else here. Setting up a death brush outside this dragon to dare the Red Knights to come and contest. 27 minutes in, though, we get a second mountain dragon to die here. Daily Peach and Soraya Sight over the wall. Snapskin, Cryptox bringing up the Noah getting it collapsed on in this side lane once again, and will die for the 5th time tonight. Cryptox gonna stay with the team here in the side lane. Mid lane push coming in right now as the back's channeled, but quickly canceled from the Black Knights. Gonna siege with this cannon minion. They should get the wave. Baron buff actually makes minions faster, so you want to go ahead and Baron buff them as soon as possible so they walk in faster. And the inner turret in the bot lane should die. As Killer Instinct into the cage of the Veigar. Cryptox will not get punished, though. It's a 4 versus 5 still. The Akali in the mid lane has no TP, so a 4v4 if the fight goes through. Daily Peach now with all 3 evolutions with the level 16 mark. I believe went for E-Evolve? I can't see right now. I'm too far away. Red buff has spawned. Let's see what he's went for. Hold on. We get an engage. Big pick off. Equinox is dead. I was so concerned with the Kha'Zix. I didn't even think that the Yasuo would go down. Another death for the Yasuo. 3rd of the game. And another big pick. The picks for the Black Knights have been consistent and welcome. Creating advantage here. Snapsky gonna use the Unbreakable Will to get out of the cage, but the inner turret is dead. The push continuing from the Black Knights. They don't have great siege, very low range team. But with the Baron buff, they can threaten turrets. Maybe a rotation call coming to the mid lane here as X-Ranger pushing in the top side, continuing to split. He already took out the mid lane outer turret. That's what X-Ranger was doing this entire time. And now working on the top lane outer. So the Black Knights, since they didn't knock down many turrets before the Baron, they got a lot of latent gold that was just sitting around, but they don't actually break open the base here. I would assume not anyway by the end of this. But they may grab an inner turret in the mid lane as well, maybe even in the top lane. So knocking down all the turrets outside of the bases would be great. But it looks like they're just gonna say no thanks. Baron buff time's out, so they're just gonna peace out and say, we're not gonna force, we're not gonna get greedy. We got all the outers and 2 inners. I'll take that every day of the week. So Black Knights in a happy spot right now. Let's see what the Kha'Zix evolved here. I don't know if this is a bug or if he hasn't evolved anything, because it doesn't have the change of color there on the... So you see the evolved ones have the orange tint to them, and the unevolved ones have the purple. So has he evolved anything? Maybe he's waiting for something. I don't know what it would be. He has QW evolved. I don't know what the other evolves are, because it hasn't changed on the client here. Weird. I don't know. When you evolve something, it changes that orange icon, but it hasn't. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. But he's going for full one-shot Kha'Zix, so QW makes sense. Usually you go E 3rd or 2nd on when you go for a big damage Kha'Zix build for the resets to have that mobility. X-Ranger getting collapsed on in the side lane. He's actually up 2 levels on Noah and more on Masashi, who's level 13 to X-Ranger 17. And X-Ranger's going in. The zone is, he almost kills Masashi. X-Ranger flashes out. A 1v3 play from X-Ranger, and the support from Daily Peach will mean that collapse turned into, well, a collapse onto someone, but not who you were expecting. Death Cap completed for the Veigar, but again, no Zonias. He's got to be very careful. Another dragon spawning a third mountain in about 30 seconds. The second Baron spawning in 20. 31-38 in. Duel lead is starting to actually, spread apart. Your Black Knight's up about 7k gold. Trying not to worry with the casks. Finds a member, but Cryptox just kills him. He said, thanks for the ride, you're dead. No follow-up that time from the Red Knights. Cryptox with the kill. Try not to worry, he's a lot of the gauge here, but they're still going in. Cryptox, Killer Instinct out. A big engagement from Snapsky, who finds Q. Supreme Display Talent doesn't find many, but Daily Peach in the backline finds Equinox. Noah gets one. Double kill for the Kazakhs. He's looking for another. A big shutdown by this Renekton, but it's not enough. Just one kill found in that fight. They're on the enemy carry, but Imperial Black Knights not phased one bit. 5-1. An ace for the Black Knights here. Now pushing into the enemy base. Looking to maybe move to that bot lane here and open up this one. 9-kill Kazakhs game from Daily Peach. Inhibitor in the bot lane should go down. This game is not over, but it's getting close to that way. As they're going to continue to push. This is a bit risky. Revives are coming through. 10 seconds to go here on the mid and jungle from the Red Knights, and that will just be the call to move out here. One Nexus turret taken, but the other will stand here, and the Nexus itself still available, meaning that, yes, this game has, a comeback potential for the Red Knights, but they are in a rough spot here. Veigar, their really only hope, and again, he went for no Zonias early on here. Death Cap Rush, which you feel like you kind of have to do because you need the damage, but you also need to survive, and that's tough to do with a 9-kill Kazakhs. A Kiana and a Kali bearing down, and hey, there's a Kaisa who's on 3 items, by the way. So with all that, taken into consideration, you kind of wonder if, hey, like, maybe I need that, but he's really in a rough spot here. Whis is, I mean, you can't build defensive when you're behind. It's just how it goes. 10k gold behind. I can't afford to build the Zonias here. Daily Peach gonna use... Okay, he's just dead. Try not to worry, gonna die again. Daily Peach with a true one-shot there. 10 kills for him. Cryptox going in on Noah here with the X-Ranger. Kill Instinct was used to get in, and Noah, well, he survives for a bit. Gonna use the stopwatch, but 4 members here gonna die. And with 2 picks there, that should be a Baron play. Renekton, Rek'Sai is still alive, but I don't even know if there's a way for him to get into the pit. Triple Mountain means that this Baron is just gonna die instantaneously, and Rek'Sai not gonna even try for his steal. Masashi gonna clear the Krugs instead, and with this second Baron over, with a Triple Mountain, the Black Knights should just march into the enemy base here and end the game. How do you stop them? Triple Mountain with a Baron buff. Flash away from Whis. A single leap from Daily Peach means a flash here. Oh, last breath used, but Equinox gets walked away with a headbutt from Osnapsky, and that's a successful repel of the engage there. Black Knights doing everything right in the late game. T-Bites Daily Peach with a kill. Whis wishes he had the Zonias here for sure. Down he goes. Daily Peach with his 11th kill of the game. And that's the Nexus. And that's game 1 here over to the Black Knights. That's how to do it for sure. They come in with all guns blazing and just destroy their counterparts here, at least in the later stages of the game. The laning phase, the early game was competitive, but the team fights were not by any means. The Black Knights, once they got going, just pulled away with that one. Gonna be an 11-kill Kazakhs game here. 11:05 the final score for him. With the most damage of the game, 27,000. The next closest was with 18 here. Let's get a quick look on that before we go into game number 2 here. So the Kazakhs pulling out a lot of damage. And I think an unsung hero there, the Akali X-Ranger with not a ton of damage in that game. A decent scoreline, a pretty nice one. But really, the 2 ganks dodged, as well as that counter to the dive they tried to go on him. Daily Peach was there, but he found 2 kills. I mean, that was his 2 kills, and he played it so well. Just using the Shroud and the Shuriken Flip to get away, as well as the ultimate. in the laning phase, and then later on in the game as well. I mean, that was just a beautifully played game there, I would say, from that X-Ranger on that call. He really liked what he did there. Well done. Got to give him props. But we're going to take a short break here. Going to be coming back in just a couple minutes for game number 2 and see if Red Knights can come out with a different strategy. Maybe they'll go back to a traditional AD carry for Equinox and see what goes in. But I'm expecting a Kha'Zix expand this time around, or maybe a completely different strategy. Maybe a different type of jungler. Maybe they'll pick up the Elise or the Olaf to try and have another early game pressure jungler, but a different one than the Rek'Sai, because Masashi didn't feel like very comfortable on that one. So we'll see. We'll come back in a couple minutes. Stay tuned for game number 2 of Imperial Red Knights versus Imperial Black Knights, their counterparts. So really nice game 1 from the Black Knights. We'll see if the Red Knights can right the ship and try and strike back in this series. Okay, ready for game 2 here. Looks like we've got a bit more of a standard start here with the Xayah ban. So, not going to be as crazy, I think, this time around. I mean, I don't think we'll get a Kha'Zix pickup, but we'll see here. Okay, Yasuo ban. Okay, so that missing slot here you see that's just red. That's a Yasuo ban. Apparently, they're saying that in chat. But a Diana, Kiana, Dr. Mundo, Zac, Kai'Sa first pick into Caitlyn Morgana response. Really like what the Red Knights are doing here. I think that's a great way to try and attack, the lineup of the Black Knights, going for an early pick. I mean, that's a very punishable champion. So I like what they're doing there. To be honest, I mean, I don't know how you really combat that, to be honest. Like, it's such a tough lane to play into. Vi, though, now unbanned here in game number 2 after receiving a ban in game number 1. Going to be the Vi into Karma, it looks like, to try and help out against this Morgana Caitlyn, but that is a tough lane, man. Kai'Sa into Morgana Caitlyn. Yikes. And now, what do you go for here? Vi jungle? No, just going to pick up the Orianna. Interesting, they don't pick up a jungler here. I think that's a bit of a mistake, honestly, not to pick your jungle. I mean, maybe they want the Orianna because the Black Knights last game, they banned away the Orianna and Malzahar in the second round. So I think that the Red Knights didn't want to let that happen again. But I don't think that was really the issue because they picked up Veigar, and Veigar was one of their best champions in that last game. One of the most successful ones. Won his lane against the Kiana and was, pretty impactful throughout that game. But maybe they want to play a bit more of a team fighty champion like the Orianna with the power of the Shockwave. And a stronger laning phase. So maybe that's what they want, but kind of interesting to me that you wouldn't pick your jungler there after seeing their jungle. I feel like you're putting yourselves at a disadvantage a little bit by picking up your mid laner here, and then letting them counter pick your mid laner, and not really letting them ban away junglers as well from your guy. But they ban away the Amumu and Warwick, which you would expect, and then the Kayn, a pickup for the Red Knights. I mean, this is... You're not really afraid of the Vi invading you and killing you on the Kayn. So, getting him a free couple first levels. Because once you get form, you become like a better champion. It's like you're a really terrible champion, and then you become like a really good champion once you get form, basically. But Akali banned away, so we're going to see something new. And it's the Kled who was banned in game 1 for the Black Knights. So they've got a lot of movement speed and a lot of ways to press the engage button here. Karma Kled charging into a Vi ultimate, a Killer Instinct to hop on. I mean, Black Knights are kind of just setting up to dive onto the enemy team. And with an Orianna and Caitlyn, that seems like a really good strategy. I mean, Morgana Black Shield's one of them, but the other one, is in a lot of trouble, and neither have great mobility. The net isn't really enough to be considered an escape to me. It helps, but it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card like some other abilities are. Veigar picked up for the Black Knights instead, so they're going to take that one, yoink that one real quick if you don't mind. Now, what is the response here? Kiana played into Veigar. This time around, it'll be the Orianna. And into the Kled, it'll be the Jax. So that's a really tough matchup for the Kled from what I understand. The Jax, I mean, like into a lot of bruisers that rely on auto attacks, Jax is just, being able to deny auto attacks is really good up against the Kled here. So we're going to hop into our champion select. in terms of the in-client one anyway. And I like the direction both teams have gone to an extent. I mean, Black Knights, I think that I really like their composition. The Vhagar doesn't really fit the composition, to be honest, but it does give you a really crazy late game with Kai'Sa Vhagar. And I like what they're doing here. On the other side, though, really oppressive bot lane. Caitlyn Morgana for the Red Knights here. Jax counters Kled. Orianna is a winning lane into Vhagar for the most part. Kayn has a pretty free couple of first minutes there. Not really afraid of a champion like an Olaf or a Rek'Sai who's gonna, or even a Lise or Lee Sin who's gonna invade him and make his life really difficult. Not gonna happen this time around. And he's got priority lanes in basically every single one. So I like where the Red Knights have done, but you know, if the Black Knights can get to a point in the mid game where they have a Kled charging in with the support of a Karma and a Vi, yeah, you feel very scared. And you have superior scaling on the Black Knights side. For the most part. I mean, Caitlyn, Orianna, and Jax are good late game team fighters. And Jax is the split push late game versus the Kled. But the damage from Kai'Sa and Vhagar just scales straight up better than Caitlyn, Orianna, and Jax do in terms of raw damage and numbers. But the late game effectiveness of a Jax with a low cooldown Counter-Strike and Conquer late game that gets stacked, and I think that's very strong as well. But the raw scaling of the kits of Vhagar and Kai'Sa is not rivaled by many champions. So we should speed through this pretty quickly here. I actually want to see a Diana. A cool champion we don't get to see very often, but I don't think we're going to get to see it this series. It's banned in both games. I doubt they're going to let it through. So kind of disappointing, but hey, we get to see a Kled. We get to see a little bit more Vi, which you don't get to see Kayn. So we're getting treated to a few cool champions for sure. I mean, I can't complain too much, even if it's Orianna and Caitlyn Morgana, you know, and Kai'Sa. It's still interesting. Looks like TP. I guess if you're not against an assassin, you just take TP on Vhagar. You don't need barrier. Ignite heal bot lanes. TP versus an Ignite in the mid lane with the Orianna into Vhagar, and then TPs for the top laner. So standard runes once again. An interesting little tidbit from Hunter in the chat is that apparently Crypto has flash on spacebar, which is... I was talking about how everyone has flash on D except for Psoriasi, but Crypto, I guess, rebound his keys, so he's got flash on spacebar, which I don't know if Hunter's messing with me, but I think that's he's actually being serious. Which I've heard people rebinding keys, so where they, instead of having QWER, they have like 1, 2, 3, 4, or they have 1, 2, 3 as their like basic ability keys, and they have spacebar as their ultimate. I've heard that before. So people do rebind keys like from the Q, W, E, R setup, and D and, you know, F are your summoner spells. It's not an uncommon thing to do. I personally, whenever I pick up a game, I never really rebind keys. I just play with the standard keys. I will rebind things that are out of reach. So like if my hands are on Q, W, E, R, and say there's a button on I, I'll rebind that to like S or A or C or X or something, because my hand can't like reach, because my hand's not like a foot long, so I can't reach that unless I move my entire hand, which I don't like to do when I'm playing. I don't like to move my hand across the keyboard. I like it to be in one place and then move my fingers. I've just, I also didn't grow up in video games, so I never really developed the skills necessary, to adapt onto a keyboard and move around all fast. That's why my mechanics are actually awful. Like, that's the thing preventing me from being a good player. Like, my mechanics are just really, really terrible. Because I didn't play video games growing up. And I didn't even play, like, computer games. Like, PC games. Very often. Until I was, like, a teenager, basically. I was actually outside playing sports for a long time, if you can believe it. So I didn't get to play a ton of video games growing up. Mario Kart was the big one. That's what me and my family played. And then I actually got into computer games, so I started to have to learn those skills and realized, hey, I'm really bad at these. I didn't spend as much time inside as a kid. I lost that skill, but now I'm just inside all the time. Except when I'm doing yard work. Alright, we'll take a quick break here, just a minute or two before we get back into game 2 so I can stop rambling about my history of video games here. And then we'll get underway here. Imperial Black Knights up 1-0 here over Imperial Red Knights. An interesting draft in game number 2 as well. A lot of priority lanes picked up for the Red Knights, but Imperial Black Knights going with a more, powerful champions, but really good together with their engaged power, and just like jumping on you is going to be kind of scary. So we'll see what happens here. Game number 2 coming up shortly. Okay, here we go. Game number 2. We're all running out of base, ready to go. We'll see if we have a second pause here. Doesn't look like anyone bug spotted though. Everyone running out, so should be okay. Good to go here. Yeah. No pause, so I think we might get a game here. I don't want to jinx it, but we might get a game here with no pause. Fingers crossed. And standard 5-point stance, nothing really to talk about, honestly, in this start here. Vi jungle. So from what I understand about Vi jungle, you start W and then you go E, which means that you really can't gank level 2 because your mobility spell, your CC, is in your Q. So what happens is you're kind of forced to clear to level 3 before you can gank. So there's really no threat of a cheese level 2. Or if you do cheese level 2 off red buff, you're kind of a little bit out of disadvantage of clearing your jungle. Not as bad as a Kha'Zix is if he starts E or goes E second, as we might have to have a Veigar flash here. Going to flash over the wall, so a little bit sloppy there, walking forward, maybe looking for a ward, and ends up losing a lot of health early on and his flash. So not a great start there for the Veigar. Actually, I think he started E. Yeah, he started E. Daily Peach did. I thought you started W. I thought that was the order you went. And then you got E second. I am not a Vi player. It's just what I've heard. So I won't judge. Daily Peach is probably a better Vi player. I guess you proc your passive maybe. You proc your passive shield. Maybe that's why you go E first. I just saw someone go W first, so I assume that's what everyone did. Maybe it changed when they changed the abilities or something. Because I know there's, not recently, but like maybe a couple months ago they did change to Vi here. We get an invade though, not even talking about this. Invade on the blue buff. Smite gonna go over to Daily Peach though. Masashi, he's only got the one camp under his belt. But here comes the collapse on the top laners. Noah gonna force the flash out of Daily Peach. X-Ranger is here, but he'll have to back out as well. Daily Peach gonna get level 3 off the wave here. So he's actually up several camps, but has to use his flash with a successful invade from Masashi, who had the Conqueror into the Aftershock. And I mean, those extended fights, I'm gonna favor him there. And with the, you know, Jax roaming down, that advantage they have in the 1v1, it, you know, translates into the 2v2. As Crypto, I guess maybe he's Crypto X. I've been calling him Cryptox the entire time, but maybe he likes Crypto instead, which is easier to say, so we'll go with that. But speaking of Crypto, he's down a lot of health here, out of potions. He's in a rough spot in this lane. I mean, that's Caitlyn Morgana for you. Binding, well, I mean, any sort of ability hitting here pretty much kills you. Crypto is playing a dangerous game. He's got no TP. Oh my goodness. Piltover Peacemaker almost killing Crypto there. He's going to have to leave. He got most of the XP for that wave, but he's only level 2 right now. He could 100% die, like, any time now. You gotta be very, very careful. You gotta be very careful. So, he's just gonna back. And I think that's a good decision. First plating, though, falling pre-4 minutes is not a great sign for this bot lane. Really like the draft out of them. First pick Kai'Sa into Caitlyn Morgana counter pick. I mean, that's how you do it. Morgana banned in game number 1, but an oversight there in game number 2 from Black Knights in their drafting, and they leave that open. So the Vi is up significantly in CS, but they did get that flash, and now a gank topside here onto X-Ranger. He's going to throw out the bear trap on a rope, and a quick joust will get him away there through the Sir Kled skin. Kled mains and Ivern mains have kind of a rough situation here. They haven't gotten a skin in a long time. I mean, Ivern got one recently, but Kled has like never gotten one until the Count Caligula. So I guess Ivern and Kleds did. As they are, hold on, I play bot side. I'm rambling about skins. First blood over to Cryptox. I didn't think that Crypto would be able to kill him, but they find the kill here onto Equinox, who still had heal up, but an ignite drop from Osnapski. Crypto flashing in. They find the burst down. Morgana wasn't available. She was roaming. And now we'll play topside while I ramble about that. Noah gonna grab the kill. Smite gonna land here. Masashi gonna try and catch Daily Peach, but the Scuttle Crab speed will get him out. Try not to worry. And Masashi not able to find the collapse. Noah with a solo kill on the top side. A 2v2, well, a 2v1 kill by Crypto and Osnapski as they find Caitlyn too far up in the lane without her support. And while I go off on a tangent and start talking about random stuff, we get a bunch of kills in a row. And an attempt at a third. But a good escape from Daily Peach here. Is a binding gonna land. Osnapski gonna flash out so he doesn't get caught by that trap. So now we have both flashes down in the bot lane. So this Caitlyn Morgana duo, I mean, they could totally get a kill back here. I mean, they're down a kill. But totally, they could find a 2v2 kill to right the ship for themselves. With flashes down, heals up, but when Ignite comes back up, I'm trying not to worry, or even before then, maybe. You could totally find a kill. Yeah, I do want to ask Crypto if he actually does use spacebar as his flash button. Because that's like such a crazy thing to do. I've heard people binding spacebar to mouse as well. the logic there is that, like, well, I control movement with my mouse, so I want to have my flash, my mobility spell on my mouse as well, because their brain, like, is able to think easier when they have, you know, one hand that controls movement and one hand that controls abilities. Which I suppose abilities can be movement as well, but the logic makes sense here. As we get a dismount, X-Ranger in trouble, Noah with the counter-strike. Flash out, but X-Ranger still gets stunned. Gonna try and get away there with his shotgun knockback, but dies. A second kill. A second solo kill here for the Jax, who's actually down CS right now, but is up 2 kills right now over the Kled, who got counterpicked. I mean, X-Ranger picked the Kled, but I think this game number 2 draft from the Red Knights was brilliant. I counterpick Morgana, Caitlyn lane into the Kai'Sa, and I counterpick Jax into the Kled here, as Crypto going in for a trade, but Equinox a good kite away, and they baited them. They baited the Kai'Sa, they baited the Kled, and just counterpicked those. Really well done from the Red Knights, I think, here in game number 2 in the draft. Still a long ways to go before this can pay off. As flash in, they're gonna get Equinox. The Black Shield on the Morgana. Flashing away underneath the turret, gonna pull Daily Peach in there. The buying gonna root there. Heal available. Daily Peach not gonna make it out. The last turret shot gonna get it, but it's a 2-for-1. Not bad. I'll take that, I think, in a difficult lane here for the Kai'Sa in Karma. They're actually up 3 kills now. 3-0 on this Kai'Sa. 1 kill back, but it's on the support on the Morgana. Not even an assist for the Caitlyn. I think this lane is going way better than it should have here as we get X-Ranger onto Noah in the top lane. It might be a trade of solo kills, and it's a shutdown for X-Ranger with the charge onto Noah, who stayed a bit greedily there with a lot of gold in inventory and not very much health. So this early game that in the draft that I was praising them for is actually not going great here, but Crypto getting a bit greedy here, will get stunned up by the Soul Shackles. The bind comes through, the trap. And speaking of greediness, Crypto, guilty of it there. Gonna go back and get that mana moon, but wanted to shove the wave really badly. Gets punished super, super hard for doing so. So kind of throwing away a bit of the lead they had acquired, but he's actually up 100 gold right now. I think that'll change in a second, but still successful laning phase, I think, so far, at least, for the Karma and Kai'Sa. If you're even with the Caitlyn Morgana lane at 10 minutes, I'd call that a win. I 100% would call that a win. And right now, they are even. Masashi in deep, but gonna get spotted out and just gonna take the ward and leave. I think that's a smart play. More trading topside. Vi up slightly in CS. A 30 CS lead in the mid lane. There hasn't really been a lot of action in the mid lane, but the laning has been superb so far from the Orianna, who's up 30 CS. So Whis is, Soraya is playing very safe, but is getting punished in a laning sense from, you know, Whis there. No fancy solo kills, but he's got a huge advantage now in the mid lane. 30 CS is basically 2 kills. That's what it is here. As we get a play in the river. Snapsky already dead. Equinox with the trap into the kill here as Crypto flashes out, takes a lot of damage, and this Mountain Dragon that they started up will end up just being a leash for the Red Knights. In fact, they disengage it. They're not going to start it up either. It was a bit of a bait there for the Black Knights, it seems, and both teams just going to back off it. Try Not to Worry starts it up again with the Tormented Soil, but the entire team says, no, we don't want it. We are going to back off, and now they changed their minds. I don't know what changed it. I guess everyone back from the Black Knights. But taking a dragon at this stage of the game is pretty risky. If you get a rotation, a 4v4 with the damage stacked up from the dragon can really not go in your favor. A lot of damage put down there by Osnapsky. Masashi gonna get the smite. Osnapsky in a bit of trouble. Soul Shackle's gonna go down to Snapsky and a flash out Killer Instinct. The stun will still land. The trap will not. Crypto trying to get back here, but a binding really good. Masashi gonna get the kill with Equinox. Try Not to Worry. No, he dodges the Q from the Karma. The empowered Q would have done the damage to kill. Try not to worry, but Osnapski in trouble now. Osnapski, though, he gets the last Q he needed. Finds the kill. Masashi stunned up in the cage. Suraisai doesn't have the damage there. Already used the ultimate. And Masashi will get out a 1-for-1 trade of supports at the end of that entire play. So, kind of an awkward series of events, but they get the Mountain Dragon, the Red Knights, that is. A couple of kills, and this mid lane CS lead, 74 to 123. Bot lane, 20 CS lead. Top lane is only 10. The only place where they're really winning in CS for the Black Knights is the jungle. X-Ranger, Noah trading again. A lot of damage on the charge used. The ultimate from Noah now finally put down, but it's too late. X-Ranger with the solo kill, 2-2 now. Whis and Daily Peach going at it here in the mid lane barrier. Great flash out from Whis. Cage gonna not land. Daily Peach trading a ultimate for a flash there. Daily Peach didn't have his own ultimate, so, or own flash rather, so he couldn't follow Whis and try and, you know, reclose that gap. Well done there, but doesn't end up really amounting to what he was hoping for. Warrior completed for both. Oh, excuse me, I'm good tired. Warrior completed for both junglers here. Big spike for both those guys. Triforce for the Jax, who does not have Tiamat yet. Went straight for the Triforce. Tiamat lead for X-Rangers, though, and an eclectic assortment of items to go along with it here. Infinity Edge and Manamune in the bot lane. Mid laners working on parts with Lost Chapter items. Different kinds of Lost Chapter items in inventory right now. So well done. Well done from both sides here. I think both sides have played a solid early game as Crypto, takes a huge headshot from Equinox there. That Infinity Edge damage is ridiculous. But yeah, I think both teams have played a solid early game. Mistakes obviously made. But I think both sides have played really well so far. Not, I would say not a sloppy game this time around. Mistakes, but not enough for me to say, wow, that was a poor game. But hold on. We've got a TP coming in. X-Ranger here. No charge available, but does have the dash. Bear trap on a rope. Equinox, a lot of damage. Will be able to flash away into the trap of his own. The net will, you know, get enough room to make sure he's at safely, but a flash for a TP there. Gonna be used. First turret down in the mid lane. Again, no solo kills there, but a 50 CS lead in the mid lane, plus the turret going down. 39,000 gold, 3,900 gold rather, to 5,900 gold. That's a 2,000 gold lead in the mid lane at 14.5 minutes with no solo kills. Just CS and turrets. And then 2 assists, but 2 assists really isn't that much gold when you're talking about a 2,000 gold difference. So, yeah. You could say Whis won that laning phase, I would think. Good news is you're playing Veigar, and Veigar scales very, very well. So as long as you keep farming up as best you can and keep hitting people, getting ability power, like, you're still going to be very relevant come 20, 30 minutes, even 40 minutes. He scales infinitely. He's going to scale well. Have a dragon in about a minute. It's going to be an Infernal Dragon. Really good dragon so far this series. We've got, what, 3 mountains, an Infernal, and an ocean in game 1. And now it's a mountain into Infernal. I would say those are some pretty high priority dragons for anyone. Whis going to take that blue buff. 60 CS lead now. 164 to 110. That's 54. But here we get a play onto him. He's got a shutdown. A sombrero thrown out, which lands, but a kill will come through. The shutdown gold going to be collected there. Daily Peach coming in with another good gank, and shutdown gold going over to the Veigar. Binding coming through. Try not to worry. Going to throw down the Soul Shackles. Daily Peach going to get away here. Crypto going in. Charge coming through. The Glad will join. Try not to worry. In trouble, but so is Crypto. He flashes away. X-Ranger giving chase. Flashes into the Binding. Masashi coming through the wall. He's got his form already. The knockup going to land. Crypto, he's going to go down for sure. To any number of these ultimates. Masashi going to be credited with the kill. Oh, now Snapsky in trouble. The 90 caliber net will find the kill with the headshot follow-up. Masashi in trouble will go down. The Primordial Burst landing the kill as X-Ranger going to dodge out on that aggro, dismounting. And a 2-for-1 overall, maybe a 3-for-1. Yep, A 3-for-1. Daily Peach going to go down. Well done here. Equinox and try not to worry. Have done a really good job in this early game here on this Caitlyn Morgana. 1650 in. They're going to start up the Infernal Dragon here. A 6-kill Caitlyn, Infinity Edge, and a Zeal in inventory right now. 30,000 to 27,000 gold. Dragon goes over an Infernal and a Mountain. It's looking like the Red Knights game to lose at this point in it. I mean, the mid lane significantly ahead, the bot lane significantly ahead, jungle a little bit behind, but top lane is even. The jungler is actually only down by 500 gold. You know, Snapsky is dead. Whis with a kill out of nowhere. Shockwave onto the support. He was clearing out a ward. Whis actually getting his first kill of the game despite being a ridiculous amount of gold up. But, you know, while the kills are, 11 to 8, and the goal lead's only 3,000, it feels like the lead is much greater than that for the Red Knights right now. Rift Herald going to be dropped here. Not in a great spot, but will eventually make its way over. I think. Rift Herald was dropped, right? Am I seeing things? Am I hearing things? Maybe I'm hearing things. I swear I heard the Rift Herald sound. There it is. It's in the bot lane. Never mind. The camera didn't want to find it. Doesn't end up getting a charge off, so the Rift Herald kind of wasted, but... it's whatever. Death Cap going to be completed by Whis soon. He's going straight for Death Cap after Ludens. Did this, in last game, but needed a Zonias. Maybe that'll be a problem again. Masashi deep in enemy territory. He's got backup, but a charge coming through. The Kled joining the fight. Red buff is the target. Will get taken by Masashi. Zoni's trying not to worry. Will buy a bit of time, but he goes down immediately after coming out of it. Noah in 1v4 in the back line. We'll get the kill onto Crypto. A big pick off there. But so far, it's a 2-for-2. The 80 carry, though, for a support, essentially. And so, ace in the hole! Gets blocked. Snapsky in the block it, so the Vanguard doesn't go down. Equinox just does so much damage right now. Excuse me. Whoa. Whoopsie. 7 kills on the Caitlyn. Infinity Edge rapid fire taken. Down that turret incredibly quickly. So 7 kills for the Caitlyn. No one really pressures her, honestly. The Veigar going for the Death Cap after the Hextech GLP. So both mid laners going very quickly for Death Cap. Not getting really any situational items. Another blue buff invade, but Daily Peach going to grab that one with the smite. So Masashi not going to steal a second blue buff in a row. And looks like we're back to it. Baron Vision, the name of the game here. Poke being exchanged, though, and now maybe an all-in fight. Daily Peach going in, Shockwave. Actually, well done there. Uses the ultimate to get out of the Shockwave, but ends up going down regardless. Try not to worry with the spell shield, saves his own life. So a jungler pickoff at 20 minutes with the team not in position will not mean Baron. Noah gonna grab that turret, outer turret in the bot lane, but doesn't have TP to join. So Baron really not on the table right now. As it looks like Black Cleaver is going to be the second item from Daily Peach. So going to go for a tanky build here with Aftershock. Warrior into Cleaver. Not going to build Triforce, which is a bit greedier and obviously a damage item like that. Very expensive. It just doesn't work as well from behind. Some champions kind of have to build like that. 80 Shaco is like that, where it's like, Cleaver, it's a fine item. Like you're not trolling if you buy it, but I mean, you're Shaco. Like, you're 80 Shaco. You're not going to be a role player, really. If you wanna be useful with your abilities, like, build AP Shaco. 80 Shaco's all about killing people. Not being annoying with boxes and stuff. Whereas Vi can play a dual role. She can be useful if she just goes Cleaver instead of Triforce. Here, Daily Peach going in again, but once again, a good spell shield, this time on Equinox, saves the day. A second pick in a row. Charge going to come through. A shutdown. They find the Caitlyn. It's a 4v4 now. This could actually turn out really well here for the Red Knights. A kill for Crypto onto Noah. And there's only 2 members left here. Try not to worry, trying to get away. Bear drop on a rope will not find the landing here. As Whis! What was that, dude? Gonna fire, get one back here onto the Karma. A ridiculous amount of burst damage there. Yeah, Deathcap Ludens, man, at 21 minutes, like, does a lot of damage. So a Cloud Drake up, it looks like that'll be what Crypto and X-Ranger are gonna take. They don't have a mountain, so Baron's kind of risky, especially without a jungler, who has just now respawned. Daily Peach gonna come out of base soon with that Black Cleaver completed. So a really nice fight from the Black Knights there. Red Knights, you know, losing the Caitlyn essentially means they have lost the fight. You know, especially when the backline isn't really being threatened. They were still trying to run in, and they died when they did that. Baron gonna be started up though. This is an aggressive call. They have a mountain and there's no vision on this for the Black Knights. The Red Knights on it, has not been spotted out yet. The Farsight wards are all on cooldown. The Baron might fall. It does. A sneak Baron there from the Red Knights, and they will get it. Noah gonna recall, and the rest of the members gonna walk topside. Well done by the Red Knights, knowing that the backs were coming in, and the Black Knights, caught with their pants down, lose the Baron. Well done there, swinging the game back in their favor. Very strong damage carries right now. Equinox and Wisp, very, very strong. But so is the Veigar, 4-0-2 now. The Veigar is. The Kaisa getting really strong as well. We're still waiting on that mana immune completion, but she's already got 2 items. Another 110 stacks before that's completed. But once it gets completed, that 2 item damage from Crypto is nuts. And X-Ranger are going to grab a turret in the top side, but we'll have to back to try and stop this push, maybe find an engage. All ultimates available right now for the Black Knights. Red Knights, same thing, all ultimates, all flashes except for Crypto, no snap. She only Soraya, forget that last part. Only Soraya is flash for the Black Knights, but the Red Knights have flash except for trying not to worry. Engage coming through the charge, and Daily Peach goes in, finds Equinox. Equinox in trouble. We'll be able to get up for now, but Crypto going in. We'll find the last auto. He'll fall himself. On the other side, Daily Peach, Soraya, and Snapsky are very low. This fight, well, it's going in favor of the Black Knights so far, but they're all incredibly low. Barely any health left. Blasco going to take X-Ranger out, and it looks like the Black Knights have done it. They've made it out alive. A 2 for 3. Or excuse me, a 1 for 3. I didn't even count correctly there. A 1 for 3 teamfight win by the Red Knights with a great engage. But they all are very low. They lose the Kaisa. And they're not going to get anything back for this. It's just a delay of pressure here. Is Masashi going to try and kill the inner turret. But with the backdoor bonus to the turret armor, he's not actually going to get it. Now getting chased. Daily Peach finds the Chilling Smite. And that's going to be, hold on, going into the ultimate. Daily Peach in trouble. He goes down to the Kayn. The healing ridiculous from the Kayn. Noah flashing out while he is the Ignite on him. The Kayn trying to find the damage. Drysa with a great sidestep here. This Veigar, cage stun, will go down. A great kill on the Kayn. It's a 1-for-1 trade. The jungler's going down. 25 minutes in. No bear on the table. It is still respawning. Another couple minutes for that one. Dragon 2 minutes out as well, so no real consequences for losing these fights or trading out kills. Neither side going to get anything there, but a 6-kill Veigar now with death cap completed. 6-0-3. This Orianna still very scary as well with her death cap completion, but she's putting together the next item and is 2-2-3. That CS lead still big, 165 to 239. The gold lead still big as well here, but it's only 1,000 now. So nowhere near the amount it was earlier on. And the longer you go in a game, the less the gold lead matters. It just sort of shrinks in effectiveness. 47 to 44,000 right now. The Red Knights striking back here in game number 2, but they were once in a dominating position and now are really faltering. This is not the state you were expecting this game to be in at 25, 26 minutes. When we were at the 10, 15-minute mark from the Red Knights, especially the 15-minute mark, they looked so dominant at that stage in the game. Equinox was so strong, but now has died 2 or 3 times in a row. I think twice in a row, without really getting much back for it. 2 fights in a row, he's died very early on. You know, he obviously has a lot to worry about. A lot of people can dive onto the backline, but it's not, you know, you have your Caitlyn with a Morgana. You should be able to kite these things out a bit better. Now, maybe that's on Try Not to Worry, but here's a good cage. They find Try Not to Worry. Crypto with a kill. Crypto, though, he's going very deep in the back line. He's in trouble, but nice engage from Daily Peach. A double kill for Crypto. Daily Peach going to kill Equinox as well. Noah going in, but he's dead. There's no support. And the Black Knights have found another team fight win. There's only Whis left. A 4-for-1 that time by Black Knights. It keeps getting better and better every time they win a fight. Dragon spawning soon, but their eyes are on the inner turret here. They might send Daily Peach over to solo that dragon while the rest of them take this and hit his inner turret, it looks like. They will do just that. Shockwave is available for Whis. If he gets a big one, it could change the situation. But X-Ranger going in. He's diving the turret. Whis in trouble. The shields are there. The Shockwave is there. He's going to get out and kill the AD carry. Finding the kill onto the Kaisa here. X-Ranger gets dismounted and has to waddle back to base, it looks like. So wonderfully played there from Whis. I was saying you got to watch that Shockwave, and he comes up big. I mean, if he doesn't do that there, right, if Whis dies, that's an inhibitor turret lost, if not an inhibitor there. 100% of the time. You lose that inhib turret, and like 50% of the time you lose an inhibitor. So that was big if he hitting that. 3 items completed for both the mages here. 3 items completed for both the AD carries. 3 items completed for one of the top laners. The Jack's still working on his 3rd. Jungles were with 2. Supports sitting on just the 1 here. So we're starting to get to that later stage of the game when you start to get to your 4th, 5th item and you fill up your inventory. So we're getting close to that, but we're still in this mid-game portion at 28 minutes where people are still looking to farm, get that next item. As a Shockwave gonna find 2. Daily Peach dead. Oh, Snapsky survives, but no jungler now. Baron spawning in just 20 seconds. That's a huge pick at an incredibly important time. Whis coming up humongous with these last 2 Shockwaves he's hit. Unbelievable what he's done with that ultimate these last 2 times. A dominating lane phase led way for a mediocre mid game. But now that we've reached this late stage, Whis is turning it on. These Shockwaves have been nuts, and that should be a 2nd Baron in a row. Red Knights have already gotten 1 Baron and are looking to take a 2nd one. And there's no contest from the Black Knights. They're giving it up. I think that's the right play, but not one that feels good to make. So here we go. A 2nd Baron play for the Red Knights. A 2nd chance. The first one they really faltered on and honestly kind of screwed up. But now they've got a 2nd crack at it. Caitlyn and Orianna are still strong as ever. Let's see if they can avoid the engage the 2nd time around. And Daily Peach has to clean up his game as well. He's had a bit of a rough one here. He got the Vi, but 178, really not what you were hoping for out of this pick. Has gotten picked off several times, twice in a row at one point, and twice directly before a Baron would spawn. Or while it was spawned. Face checking here. The binding's going to land onto Crypto. He gets knocked up. A big engage from Daily Peach, but already the AD carry dead from the Black Knights. This is not going well at all. No into the backline will force away that Veigar. Flashing onto a Snapsky. That will be the kill. The inner turret dead. And if the first Baron wasn't good, this 2nd one sure should be. 3 kills right off the bat here. They're looking for more, but we'll settle for some objectives. They've got a Caitlyn. They've got a Mountain. They've got a Baron. This should be a dead inhibitor, no doubt about it. Mid lane also being pushed up by Whis right now. Can they end the game? Maybe. They've got a double cannon minion wave. Ace in the hole going to be put down. A lot of damage thrown onto that Veigar. He throws out some of his own. X-Ranger from the side. This is a bit risky to end here. The minion wave's starting to disappear. Crypto has respawned. Flash out from Equinox. Oh, it looks like the flash in. The Killer Instinct will not go through. The Shockwave going to kill him. X-Ranger 2v1 trying to find the kill on to Noah. Noah, though, healing with that Conquer, will go down in the end to X-Ranger with some help from Osnapsky. Now into the ultimate, the King goes, trying to come through, will find the kill. Now a shutdown onto X-Ranger, but will die himself. A 2-for-2 trade overall. Equinox makes it out, but a trade of flashes between the 80 carries. And that push will be stopped there. 31 minutes in, 23-26 in kills. The gold lead 7k right now for the Red Knights. 7-0-6 on the Veigar. Has not died yet, but he may be called on to do more here. Sorayasai, very important part member of this team. Both mid laners have played fantastically so far in these team fights. But the 80 carries have played a little bit sloppily, both of them in these team fights. Crypto trying to be aggressive there, ends up just rushing into his death immediately after respawn. So here we go. Maybe we'll get to Baron number 3. It's 3 minutes out. We've got an Infernal in 30 seconds, though. That's probably where the teams will converge once again. Highly unlikely you don't make it over there. I think giving up an Infernal at this stage in the game is a really bad idea. But with the way things have gone in past team fights, if you don't find the right engage, it may just be better to give it up. The angle of engage and the way it happens is very crucial for both sides, as both sides have lost key members early on in team fights. 80 carries, mages, junglers, whoever it is, they've lost important members early on. That cannot happen this time around. Otherwise, you're just going to lose the fight. Ace in the whole channel, going to hit Daily Peach. And Infernal Drag just going to go down. Couldn't find the gauge, but the charge from the other side. They're going to fight. X-Ranger is in one before. Will joust out. Soraya Sai finds the cage here. Not going to find the kill and trying not to worry. The Zoni is going to be used. Soraya Sai gets stunned up. Noah maybe going to find the kill. He will. Will be used, absorbing a lot of ultimates here. And already, this is looking terrible. A 4-for-0 here. The Red Knights winning this one convincingly. X-Ranger going to get dismounted and he'll die. An ace, and that should be the game. Right? I mean, how can they even revive in time? Imperial Red Knights, they set up the perfect fight onto Dragon, and the Black Knights pull the trigger. That's what I was saying. You got to be having the right angle with the engages. Whoever gets the better engage has won the team fights, and this time around, it was Imperial Red Knights who just kited back. The charge went in, but it only brought the Kled into 4 members of the enemy team. Not where he was hoping to be, and that'll be the Nexus. That'll be a tied series, 1-1. The Red Knights coming back in this one, evening up the score. Surprising result. The early game was fantastic, but the mid game looked sloppy. But the last couple team fights were really good from the Red Knights. The Black Knights lost the match that they had for the first couple fights, and there you go. A sloppy engage. It results in a lost game there. Imperial Black Knights and Red Knights gonna be showing their strengths here. I mean, both sides have had good moments and terrible moments, honestly, throughout this one. But we'll see if they can clean it up here. So we'll be going on to a game 3. We'll take a short break and be back in just a couple of minutes here for game number 3. Imperial Red Knights versus Imperial Black Knights. And we've got one more to go here. A lot of 2-0s so far, but we're going to game 3 in this one. Okay, getting the draft for game number 3 underway here. Looks like an adaptation here in game number 3 from both sides. Now, we have the Diana banned every single game, but this time around, a respect ban from the Black Knights on the Morgana. Don't want to give up that lane again here. Orianna, respect ban as well. Zac was a common theme for them. Kiana Yasuo, an adaptation from the series for Imperial Knights. Red. But, you know, both sides, like, have stuck to their guns on a few bans, but have also adapted quite heavily overall. So, kind of interesting how that has played out. As we get the Kai'Sa first pick into Varus Thresh. So this is kind of a version of Caitlyn Morgana in order to punish a Kai'Sa first pick. It's not quite as oppressive, but if you do get hooked, you die pretty often. And with Morgana banned, there's really not a character that prevents you from just getting hooked as the Kai'Sa. Nautilus is obviously a pick you could go with here, but they grab the Vi in the jungle first for Imperial Red Knights here, and they're going to go with Leona. Leona has been used as a counter pick recently to Nautilus and Rakan. It could play the same role here as, as it goes against the Varus Thresh as a way to stop the engages from the Thresh, as well as lock down the Varus. Because if the Varus is locked down, it doesn't matter if Thresh hooks you, because you don't have any DPS. So we'll see how that goes. It's a good combo with Kai'Sa as well for long-range engages in the mid-game or even the late game, and a decent laning partner here as we get the Echo as well. It'll be interesting to see if this is jungle or mid-lane Echo from the Black Knights. LeBlanc, Malzahar bans, Orianna already banned. So not a lot on the table. Veigar still available at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, they just banned it. Never mind. Akali gonna be banned away as well, so no Veigar this time around. Vlad would be interesting here. I think it fits the composition decently well, and that'll be the pickup. So still don't know where the Echo is going. This is probably top Vladimir. That's basically where Vladimir has been played recently. Very rarely is it ever put in the mid lane. So this still could certainly be mid lane Echo. We really don't know. But it could be into the Vi. I mean, the Vi was already picked, and then they picked the Echo. So I would assume this is mid lane, or this is jungle Echo into the Vi, but we don't know. Syndra into Kled here for the Imperial Knights red. Imperial Knights black gonna go with a Fiora. That'd be interesting. That'd be something spicy to go against the Kled. The Jax isn't banned. The Jax is still very much in play and was counter-picked, against the Kled last game, which, quite honestly, I think is the right call here. But Fiora can get the job done as well. So we'll see what he wants to do. Going with a Fiora. This is a ballsy play, my dude. Like Fiora, especially with the composition they already have, you're changing the whole dynamic of the team right now if you pick Fiora. Especially because this will force Vladimir mid lane into Syndra, which I think is it's not a terrible matchup, but it's not great. This is kind of a head scratcher for me. I don't think it's a terrible play, like a terrible line of play, but I do think you're sort of forcing your team into something that they weren't really intending to do. With that said, Vladimir and Fiora, no one will really be able to sideline against them later on. And Varus Thresh isn't a bad mid lane duo with Echo roaming around like when you're in a split push mode. But there's not a lot of siege in the mid portion of your team. Varus has long range, but he's about it. And there's not a great disengage. Thresh is good at that. But when you have to deal with a Kled, a Leona, a Vi, like, Thresh can't peel 3 people, one of which has an unstoppable engage. So literally, like, not even like an unstoppable engage, like in terms of like I'm exaggerating by saying unstoppable. It's literally unstoppable. So but we are taking a quick second here. It looks like we've got a bit of a delay in the actual drafting client because we have a quick break before we go into that. So we'll be back in just a couple seconds here and get into game number 3 soon.
Ignorant thralls.
Well, now I'm just mad.
You are right to fear my greatness.
Quick client bug. So we're gonna have to. I think someone's gonna exit out of the client and relog and stuff. And apparently his computer and internet are a little bit slow, so we'll be here for a bit. Just another client bug. We'll be getting into game again soon, so stick around. But you know, unlucky sugar-free league issues, pauses, you know, the usual stuff. But another couple minutes. Game 3 is going to be coming soon. Already done the draft, so it should be a pretty quick little breeze through, and then a couple minutes of spectator delay, and then we should get game number 4. So thanks for being patient, everyone. Sorry about this, but client bugs, what are you going to do, you know? Okay, looks like we got that quick bug client crash issue resolved here. We should be going in to game number 3 shortly here. Surprised again about this top lane matchup. Kled Fiora, I mean Fiora I think is good into that matchup because the bear trap on a rope is like the only thing that's really CC. It's very telegraphed, and the riposte is like, if you miss that riposte, like I don't even know what to tell you, dude. So that's a good lane for the Fiora, but I feel like Jax is better, more consistent, and it gives the option to team fight, whereas Fiora really is not a champion that gives the option to do that on a consistent basis anyway. And then you have an Echo and a Vlad and a Varus, like those feel like very team fighty champions, so I feel like Jax would have been a better option just to give you the flexibility of still pushing and team fight potential if you wanted it. But we'll see maybe if they make the Fiora work in a team fight, or if they just execute a 4-1 or even a 1-3-1 with an Echo or Vladimir in the side lane. We'll see. But up against the Vi, the Syndra, the Kled, I mean, they have a great engage here on the other side for the Red Knight. So I don't know, kind of interesting from both these sides, the decisions they've made in the drafts a little bit. But a Varus Thresh lane should be good, I think, into, you know, the bot lane here with the Kaisa. You know, they made bot lane with the Kaisa. Like, it's a tough lane. The Caitlyn Morgana did such work in game number 2. So we'll see if this bot lane really, you know, ends up being worth the picks here, and if they can make that same advantage happen here in game number 3 that ended up going down in game number 2. But really, I mean, the lane to talk about is top lane. Fiora, I mean, that's a huge matchup. What happens there is really pivotal, because the Fiora, whenever she gets into a game, dictates a lot of things that happen, either by being useless or by being ridiculously hard to deal with. One or the other. Depends on you know, what you kind of do in the laning phase and how the map pressure is as well. Like, obviously the other lanes matter, because if the other lanes don't have map pressure or aren't doing anything, then your split push isn't really very effective. So you got to be careful of that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try and get through this spectator delay here. TP for the Vlad, Ignite for the Syndra, everything else matching summoner spells. And I think we're going to get underway shortly. So we'll take a quick break here. Already broken down the team comps a little bit. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes after spectator light times out and we load in, and we'll get this game number 3 underway. Alrighty. Into game, no pauses here. Everyone's out, so looks like our bug for the game was in the client in Champ Select, not in the actual game itself. So that's nice. Masashi has the Vi, but he's going for the Hail of Blades this time around. No Aftershock Vi. Hail of Blades, Phase Rush. Those have been more common runes, from what I understand on Vi. Aftershock's good on anyone who procs it reliably, but Phase Rush and Hail of Blades, I've heard, have been a popular option on Vi as of recent times. Don't keep up too avidly with her, but from what I understand, that's the deal. We'll see what Masashi starts. Okay, so Masashi starts passive as well, or the W, which is the passive ability. So, kind of interested why we had an E start last game. And it looks like Daily Peach gonna go for blue into Raptor, not Raptors, Wolves. Again, so he's doing a similar path. It's gonna be red into Krugs for Masashi. As we get a little hiccup on the spectator. So training coming through. A lot of damage done here onto Equinox. Flash in. Flay from the Thresh. Ignites traded. Heals as well. So only 2 flashes left in bot lane right now on Try Not to Worry and Crypto. Level 2 coming in soon. That's going to be a big point. But a smart back off there by Equinox and Try Not to Worry. Jungler is just kind of trading farm, not really doing anything yet. They're both kind of playing it passive until the Scuttle Crab spawn, it looks like. X-Ranger winning this lane so far. What a slight advantage here. No, we'll be able to get this wave when it crashes. Grasp from the Fiora, so not a Conqueror, not playing for the late game. He is against the Bruiser, not a tank, so it makes sense. Grasp gives you a better laning phase. Conqueror gives you a decent laning phase of late game scaling here. In goes Leona, but oh, Snapsky just gonna hook a minion. Thought he might grab the Leona, but chance for a kill, but the minion instead. So that's not really what you're looking for. Noah going in, a lot of damage here onto X-Ranger. Good riposte on the bear trap on a rope. Next Ranger really asserting his dominance in his lane, even CS, but the trading way in his favor at the moment. Masashi coming in. X-Ranger in trouble. But with flash up in the lunge should be okay, so not really an emergency scenario. Daily Peach for the gank bot lane, a quick back off from them as well. So first ganks from the junglers, not very successful. Not getting any summoner spells out at all either. Masashi, this would be a really crazy dive if he went for it, but it looks like he's just going to check the Krugs on the enemy side of the map and realize they're gone. Check the Raptors and probably going to see the same thing. Noah about to remount, should, with a few smacks of the turret be able to do that. But worried about going in and getting those smacks on the turret, it looks like. So perhaps just going to back off. But we'll remount now, bear trap and a rope, a little bit of damage, but even more even trading now that the gank has come through. X-Ranger sort of lost the pressure in the lane that he had previously. So, pretty tame laning on that level 1 in the bottom lane. Really pretty simple passive laning from these guys. Nothing real crazy beyond that, so. Not much to know, but hold on. In the top lane, TP in from Noah. X-Ranger in trouble. Flash out. Noah flashing to follow, needs another auto, but will not get it. X-Ranger gonna get out, a trade of flashes, and assume it would be a trade of TPs. X-Ranger probably gonna TP back to this lane after he goes ahead and buys. Gonna get another Doran's Blade. Make that a second Doran's Blade. 3 Doran's Blades in total with a refillable potion. So this is a big laning phase investment for X-Ranger. Like, a big investment into laning phase. Like, not a small one, a big one. I don't know if I've spelled that out enough yet, but it's a big investment. It's a lot of gold that's kind of just going to be wasted later on in the game. And Fiora's a very, very item-dependent champion. You can't just scale into the late game. Like, you need to buy items to get the, you know, the passives from those items, but also just the stats, and she needs that in order to be effective as a champion. So investing in the lane phase, a little bit risky. Dragon Bean started up, but Trinotaur and Equinox are fighting. We will take a good trade while the dragon goes down. An Infernal Dragon, a 6.5-minute Infernal Dragon taken by Masashi, who's now in trouble. Daily Peach flashing in to get that last part of the Timewinder on. Whisk comes in, will ward away the Echo, but Masashi has to flash out. Whisk got a lot of damage here on Daily Peach. He doesn't have ultimate. Will go down first blood over to the Leona. Hook gonna land, and over the wall with a death leap goes Snapski, and he will take a ton of damage. Oh snap, he's dead. Equinox with the kill. 2 kills in a row. Charge coming through. Oh, Noah Q here onto the Vladimir. He'll find a killer. Roam down from the top lane. And, oh snap, son. 3 kills in just the span of 30 seconds or so. A gold lead opening up, 1,000 gold lead here. With Whis with all 3 assists on that one. Doesn't get a kill for himself, but a great play here. And Plating's going to be taken out in the mid lane here. The Red Knights off to a great start in game number 3. The Red Knights are up in the standings right now on the Black Knights, who have not won a series yet. But look great in game 1 and parts of game number 2. And a good stun here. Bending time to find that kill. Daily Peach grabbing a kill on his enemy jungler. Actually gave it over to his mid laner. Sorayasai gets the kill, but really all set up by the Echo there. Daily Peach with a nice job there. Top lane, Fiora, 3 platings already taken. So she is very strong. 24 CS lead, but only 500 golden lead because of the roaming kill, plus the platings that were taken in the mid lane, and you know, that type of gold here. But the Fiora is still up. She's purchased the Tiamat. Already has a complete sort of inventory set up. Flash away from Crypto. The daylight shone upon him and he chickened out. Decided to flash away from that. Gonna back as well. Recurve both. Thresh stunned up. Oh, Snapski just gonna flay away the Leona. So, looks like, you know, matching resets from the 80 carries here. Similar CS numbers in the bot lane, but 87 to 62 in the mid lane, a large difference there. Jungle, you know, a handful of camps, but not a crazy difference with the Echo favored. And in the top lane, a significant CS lead, 24 CS lead. X-Ranger over Noah. Noah did roam. He roamed with the charge ultimate and had to walk back to lane. So, I mean, that's a reason for it. But also just in the 1v1, you know, X-Ranger was winning. You know, to a significant degree there. Looks like it'll be Proto Belt first here, or maybe just some CDR picked up early by the Vladimir. Oh, Snapsky with a good play, but he kind of walked into the wrong spot, dying already, and this is not the play you're hoping for. Daily Peach going to use the ultimate. Crypto the heal, but will not be able to get the kill back on Equinox. A flash out there. The ultimate will land. Try not to worry. Using Daybreak to her advantage, but no mana. She didn't have the mana left. Only 20 mana for that one. So not enough mana for either for skills that would stun the Echo. As Whis and now Masashi will be in a 2v2 versus Daily Peach and Soraya side, but will back off. Manimir completed now for that Kaisa pickup. Stacking that one, getting it nice and early for her. Of course, they've already got that Infernal up. 2,000 gold in Infernal. Not a bad place to be in, but this Fiora split push will be scary later on as Noah getting dismounted. We'll decide to go back to base with TP coming off cooldown soon. And now, I think, like I highlighted in, hold on, X-Ranger going in, issues the Grand Challenge. Noah not able to remount in time, flashes away, Masashi in, X-Ranger gonna get the kill, healing through. Has already used that flash, lunge away, but the red buff ticking will not be able to get the kill. So one more auto needed by Masashi. X-Ranger with a great sidestep. Masashi does not try to use the blast cone to get the E damage. X-Ranger with a lunge, gets the heal onto Masashi, and here comes the Echo. X-Ranger somehow stays alive, and with the help of Daily Peach, able to get the kill. X-Ranger with a beautiful 1v2 outplay, solo kills the Kled underneath the turret, and then able to dodge all that damage from the Vi. Somehow makes it alive, and maybe even would have killed her, but doesn't need to test those limits there. Daily Peach comes in and helps out on the Echo. And X-Ranger now 1-0-1, 97 CS to 71. Sells one of the Doran's blades here to grab some more lifesteal with the Vamp Scepter and a pickaxe. Protobelt completed now for the Vladimir. Manamune for the Kaisa, but this they are still looking for the Rage Blade. He's going Rage Blade first, not even going for the Blade of the Ruined King first, which is interesting. A lot of people will go Bork first for the laning phase power and just better item. Rage Blade not as good a first item as it used to be. Not as good as item as it used to be. Kind of underwhelming now. I mean, still broken on certain champions. Solar Flare land. No engage. Both junglers here. But neither really committing, so. Stalemate. Rage Blade completed now for that Varus. We'll run back to lane here. Maybe gonna give up a little damage on the turret and a few CS, but getting that first item is important. Dragon started up here. It's an ocean. Second dragon row that's probably gonna be taken without a contest. No AD carry here. The jungler not in range as he was clearing out the minions in the bot lane. So the second free dragon to the Imperial Red Knights. The Black Knights really trying to leverage this Fiora pick to its fullest extent possible. X-Ranger has won this 1v1 convincingly, but now has to put pressure on the map. Can certainly do so, but she still needs a few more items before she really takes over, and the game needs to develop just further before she really starts to take over in the map pressure. And right now, a significant advantage in the mid lane for the Syndra. Jungle in favor of the Echo. Bot lane even, but every other place is like a significant advantage to someone, which ends up resulting in a pretty even gold distribution between the teams, 23 to 22.2. 800 is really not the biggest of differences. And especially with that gold coming from the dragons, you know, it's not that big. Your Solar Flare, good flash by Crypto. We'll dodge that one. Chains of Corruption, though, find the Kaisa. Equinox with a kill instinct, but goes deep. And Crypto will just auto them to death. Well done here by Snapsky and Crypto. They're going to find the 2v2 double kill for the Varus. Here is X-Ranger. He's winning on the top side, but a gank coming through. The Vi flash in, gets the Q. X-Ranger with the repost a little late, but he gets the heal through. The stun. And now Noah about to dismount here. Any more damage will do it. There he is. X-Ranger grand challenge, but Noah will grab the kill. A successful dive by Noah and Masashi-kun. As Noah taking a bit of turret damage. A little bit too much there. But they will be able to hit the turret. And X-Ranger has TP, but he's 20 seconds from respawning. This turret's going down pretty quickly. Here comes Daily Peach trying to save the outer turret in the top lane. Will not be able to do so. First turret over here to Masashi and Noah. Nice charge. Ultimate gonna be dropped here. Daily Peach able to heal that damage. And now gonna find the kill onto Masashi with the Time Winder. Securing it. A great 1v2 outplay there, but they lose the turret in the process. As Whis is still winning in lane here up against this Vladimir. Unleashed power will be dropped down, but a symbol pool will save him. The Vladimir hard to kill. So a weird scenario now. The Fiora is still winning that 1v1, but the Kled is a little bit of gold back, and now maybe can be somewhat competitive there. We'll have to wait and find out. No one really will know until it happens. X-Ranger will respond with a turret of his own, but he lost that first turret, which is not great. Turret down in the bot lane as well, so 2 outers down, and for the Black Knights, the Red Knights trying to respond with a second outer of their own in the, or third outer of their own in the top lane to, or bot lane to rather get an advantage, as they've already broken the mid lane, but not able to do so. So 2 for 2 is the turret score. Rift Herald, though, being taken right now by Daily Peach and X-Ranger. That'd be big to give the Rift Herald to X-Ranger to try and pressure that side lane even more, but we're going to get a fight over it, it looks like. As Echo going in here, having to flash back out. X-Ranger will not get the Rift Herald. Noah grabs the Rift Herald. X-Ranger in trouble. Free post not perfect enough. Will die. Rysai flashing out. Not be able to find the Blast Cone out. And Masashi going to get the kill there. Hopping in. Now Crypto in trouble. Flashed on by Noah. He will go down. That's a shutdown. And now the Rift Herald power play going to be in favor of the Red Knights. Turning this one around. This Fiora not as intimidating as it once was, and Noah playing the map a bit better here. Well, he has lost the 1v1. The team play has been fantastic. And now onto the inhibitor turret they go. I mean, this is only 17.5 minutes in, and they're already on inhibitor turrets. Daily Peach gonna find a stun now. On to try not to worry. Daily Peach has the ultimate back, but will not take it. And a kill now on to Snapsky. X-Ranger here. Soraya and Crypto joining, but it's a 5v4. Inhibitor down in the mid lane at just 17:54. Noah gonna dash out Masashi. Not quite in range for Daily Peach to stun. So a huge swing in the game, honestly, from the Red Knights. That Rift Herald play was so big. So big. Opening up an inhibitor. Absolutely nuts here. We have another Drake spawning. It's going to be a second Infernal. That's going to be big, but the Red Knights might have priority. They do have a lot of gold in inventory. That's something to keep in mind. 2,500 on the Syndra. Thousands on the other members. Here, a big engage, a big play by Echo, but he goes down before he can press that ultimate button. And now into the backline goes the Vladimir, but Masashi, trying not to worry, are able to repel him. X-Ranger trying to find Masashi, flashes in. The Grand Challenge will be taken and won by X-Ranger here. He's the last one left alive, though, in a 1v2 up against Try Not to Worry and Noah. He's losing it right now, running out of mana. Noah, though, is just bashing him down. He will get a kill, though, on a Try Not to Worry. X-Ranger with the sustain. The healing is insane from X-Ranger, but it will not be enough. Noah able to remount, grabs the kill. 7 kills for the Kled. And it will just be a 5 for 4. Noah going to go on to this Infernal, it looks like. Daily Peach, Crypto, and Snapsky have responded. They're running out towards the Dragon. Several members of the Red Knights have as well. And Noah may be able to get this one. It's hard to tell. They don't have a mountain. They have an Infernal, but yeah, he's going to get it off that one. It's half health, and Noah is not able to take that down quite fast enough. He's got no jungle item. Daily Peach, Snapsky, and Crypto coming through. Right now, Soraya is on the minions clearing duty. 4 members here, though. Charge coming through. Stun lands on Snapsky. Killer Instinct in the backline. Snapsky gonna die, and so will that 80 carry. Oh my goodness. It's the 3 kills, and now the Dragon will go over. The Red Knights, they can't take it on the first fight, but they get it on the second. And that wasn't really even a fair fight. X-Ranger and Soraya not there, meaning it's a 4v3. TP wasn't available from X-Ranger, and another one fight for the Red Knights. 20 minutes in, they've got a double Infernal here with an Ocean Dragon, and no one to stop them as they take this inhibitor, inner turret rather, in the mid lane, and probably the inhibitor soon. I mean, maybe. Noah, no TP to join. It's just 4 members strong right now. Noah going to push the top side of the map. But the Red Knight's going to play it safe. They're not going to get greedy like me and just back out. Take their advantage here. They've got a lot of gold to spend, 1,000 on each of them, even after spending the gold they had after the last fight. So they back out. Baron Nashor spawning here 21 minutes in. Or has spawned, rather. But 21 minutes in, it's actually like a possibility. For Red Knights, not so much for the Black Knights. I mean, they could kill it, but it's going to take a long time. And I don't think they have the potential to do that. But Red Knights have control of the Baron. With a Kaisa and double Infernal and an Ocean, I feel like it's very, very doable for them. Honestly. Man Immune still charging. It's close, though. 55, or 550, rather. Charges, so still 200 to go. It's not terrible timing, but not great either. Vision being set up here. All blue vision on the top side of the map. Ironically, the Red Knights have that in favor, but charge coming through. Another engage. Snapsky in trouble. He's going to die to start things off. 1 pick here. Crypto in trouble as well, getting jumped on by the Vi. That's 2 picks. And now Masashi finds Sirasai, who already used. Zoni's going to be dropped by Masashi. He was afraid of getting damaged and falling. Equinox with a heal. He's trying to chase here on the Vladimir, but X-Ranger is here. On Equinox he goes. He needs help. Propost's going to buy a bit of damage here. Grand Challenge is won by X-Ranger, but he's going to go down even through the healing. That's 4 members left alive against 1. Just Sarai on the Vladimir here. They're on to the Nexus turrets. 1 has already fallen. The Super Minis helping out. They find the kill onto the Vladimir. The Vladimir is down. This should be a kill onto the Nexus. No way they can stop this. It's just the bot lane here from the Black Knights. Snapsky and Crypto are trying to do the damage. They're trying to find the kills, but Noah forcing them back to the fountain. He's going to go down into the fountain damage, but the Nexus... Oh, no! The inhib respawn. The inhib respawn. They're going to have to go back and kill it. That might give them time. Echo is respawning. So is X-Ranger here on the Fiora. This might just be the break they needed. Black Knight's trying to save the game. And the stun is found. Daily Peach gonna find... No, Masashi drops the ultimate. Bro, big kill. Daily Peach with 2 kills. He finds an amazing ultimate here. Winding back time to save the game. Triple kill for Daily Peach. X-Ranger in there to help. And the Nexus stands with a couple hundred HP. That inhib respawn was so key and will save the game here. Just barely for the Red Knights. Or Black Knights, rather. The Red Knights unable to end the game. Unbelievable stuff from them. A huge ultimate from the Echo. Daily Peach saving it. Onto the Baron they go. They have no dragons. Their, objective damage is okay. Vladimir, Sarai trying to tank up this Baron. The missile will land from Equinox. The Baron is at half health. This is a bit of a greedy play. Noah coming in. The charge is dropped. X-Ranger with a good repost will stun up Noah here. Equinox in. The Grand Challenge was issued on to Noah. X-Ranger trying to find the vital procs. Will find a couple, but X-Ranger in a bit of trouble. Will find the heals, but will go down through them. Now, 4 members left alive for the Black Knights, but it looks like it's been a trade here. A 2-for-1 so far. Solar Flare will not land. Daily Peach gonna make it out. He got the Scuttle Crab as well, so a disengaged Baron not gonna be taken by either team, and we'll go our separate ways. Somehow the Black Knights survive, and the Red Knights force them off Baron as they try to take it after a big Nexus defense. 7 kills for this Echo. Daily Peach doing his best. Fiora's on 2 items, but when you have an inhib down in an open Nexus, you really can't split push too easily. Baron, he is still up. We have a dragon spawning here, an Ocean Dragon in the bot side river here. Coming soon to a dragon pit near you. Death cap completed for that Vladimir and the Echo. QSS purchased. Death cap on the way for Whis. But the QSS for Equinox is going to be big. Ocean Dragon taken without a hitch. No one contesting. Noah with the 9 kills is starting to fall off, not doing the damage he once did. He's still very strong, don't get me wrong, but Kled is not a late game champion. His strongest moments were 2-3 minutes ago. Now he's starting to slowly fall off compared to the Fiora, compared to the Echo, the Vladimir, the 80 carries that are in the game. Lock it for both supports, trying to, you know, absorb that engage, absorb that burst damage, and stay alive. Comeback very real here for the Black Knights. They're down still 5,000 gold, but they've already defended the Nexus once thanks to a clutch in-app respawn and an amazing play from Daily Peach and X-Ranger. But they've still got to survive this Baron. Double Ocean, double Infernal. They've started it up. A good ward spotting this one out. Daily Peach is level 14. He's up a level on Masashi right now, so the smite actually favors him slightly, but just slightly. Red Knight's going to get off. They have double Ocean. Healing not going to be a problem, especially with that fruit. Black Knight's posturing around, but again, it's very hard to split push. X-Ranger does have TP if he wants to drop into a side lane. Noah does as well. Sirisai, I don't know how I'm saying it. I'm just going to keep going with Sirisai here on the Vladimir. Has TP as well. So there is the potential to answer the minions in the bot lane at any time if they want to do that. And be able to get to the fight no problem with the teleports. Baron started up once again. They don't have Mountain Dragons. It's just Infernals. So these Barons don't die instantaneously. But here comes the charge. This is going to be a team fight. Already this board is down. The Thresh dead. Sarai has used the pool, flashing over the wall to get away from Noah. One pick so far for the Red Knights. They might just go for the Nexus. It's a 5v4. Snapsky is dead. He absorbed the engage and instantly just blew up. TP coming in from X-Ranger. He's trying to stop them in the mid lane, delaying these minions. But flashing out immediately here, and they're going for the Nexus. It's going to be a Nexus push here from the Red Knights, trying to end the series 1-1. This last game will do it. X-Ranger with a good riposte, but the Soul Flare lands afterwards. He's going to go down here. Crypto doing the damage in the backline. Noah with the stopwatch. Sarai with Ignite on him will die. Whisk goes down, but Crypto, he's all alone. He won't be able to defend. A charge onto the Nexus will do it. In the end, the Red Knights come out on top after a 2 game in a row win streak here to come back after going down 1-0 in the series, and you know, going down a little bit in that game where they felt down in game 1, they felt down in game 2, they felt down in game 3, but they still win the series 2-1. Imperial Red Knights coming up huge here in this last game, charging the Nexus, winning the fight, and winning the series and the game. Wonderfully done by them. An unbelievable performance from both teams. The Black Knights are struggling to find their first series win, but the Black Knights, I don't think you would have guessed that from the way they played game 1, game 2, and even game 3 at some points. Game 3 was definitely their worst out of all of them, but they looked much better than their record would indicate, and the Red Knights coming out on top with another victory for them. So moving up the standings, going to 3-2, I believe. So the Red Knights now in a good position, honestly, in the league. 3-2 puts you at the top of the middle portion of the league. So they're in a good spot here, but the Black Knights have a lot of ground to make up, and unfortunately not able to do it tonight against their counterparts. And a valiant effort. They'll fall to 0-4, I believe. I don't think either team played earlier on. Perhaps let me check the schedule and see if they did, actually. Because they might have. I might have just missed that. No, neither have played yet this week. But Imperial Black Knights trying to salvage their season. They're playing again tomorrow on Saturday at 8 p.m. I think we're going to do that game. Lane 0, going to be their opponents. That should be a good match. Because Imperial Black Knights, it's nice to know that our bottom teams really don't look like our bottom teams when they play. It's just been, they haven't quite gotten to the point where they can win. They're close. They're really close to winning series here. Winning this series and I think some in the past, they just can't quite, you know, get over the hump, get that last thing they need to secure victory there, and an unfortunate result to be sure, but you know, nowhere near out of the race yet. I've seen teams come back from much worse, so excited to see the Black Knights once again here, but the Red Knights come out on top with a 2-1 series victory with a crazy Nexus defense, but in the end, it didn't actually work out for them. Imperial Red Knights going to take the series here, despite the Black Knights' best effort. I like the no-quit attitude for them. Some teams would have just disconnected and left at that stage. But they didn't. They gave a good fight and almost come out here. So GG, congratulations. And thanks for watching. I know it's getting late in the East Coast especially. So thanks for sticking around and watching. I appreciate you guys. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not Kios. I'm not COES. I've got a video scripted talking about one of C9's games at Worlds and some macro stuff, actually involving Fiora. So if you want to learn more about Fiora, or at least hear me talk about it, I think we'll have that video out in the next couple days. I've scripted it. I have to get the clips and edit the video. And I think I'm going to do a stream where I talk about Team Liquid because I've got a lot of thoughts about them at Worlds. I think I'm kind of going to do a breakdown of like what I would personally do with objectives of their drafts and things, and then do some, watch some of their games for a stream. So if you guys want to see that, come check that out. But thanks for watching. Stick around. I know it's late. It's just nice to know that people actually care about the league and want to watch. So I appreciate you guys staying up and watching and all that, and I hope your bets went well. Apparently everyone was going for the Red Knights. But thank you for watching. I won't keep you up any longer. Good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Black Knights. You get to see them again up against Lane Zero, 8 p.m. So come out and watch again. Again, Imperial Red Knights take the series 2-1 over Imperial Black Knights. Thanks for watching again. Greatly appreciated, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.